What's good? Happy Thanksgiving is on the way. It is on the way.
Professional lawn mowing. It's what we do at Kiss My Grass.
This is Kiss My Grass company. And this is my first job. I'm doing great. Oh shoot. Am I supposed to cut this whole thing? Oh shoot. Should be alright. I'm getting the hang of it. Oh, fart. God dang it. Sorry, sir. I kind of ran over your plants. Ladies, isn't there nothing better than a man out cutting his grass, nice and sweaty, does a good job, comes in, you want him to get cleaned up, or just want that man sweat everywhere? I need a couple Coors Lights, maybe a Schlitz, malt liquor, or Pat's Blue Ribbon after this. And then I'm gonna go home and get my wife pregnant. Welcome back to Kiss My Grass. I'm doing a great job. Look at that. The company's growing. My kids are being fed, and my wife now has a bra that fits. I'm starting to make some money here. Things are good. If I can get a bonus tip, then I'm going to take my kids to Cracker Barrel, and maybe I'll let them buy some Big League Chew if they behave.
This is the dumbest thing. Why does he keep putting this as the intro? I don't know what to say. This was my live stream today. What the freak?
Oh man, like there's no reason that should be the intro other than the fact that Jay is just so good at being bad at video games. Welcome
tomorrow, man. Tomorrow, Kiss My Grass returns on
Kiss
Gamers Play.
Kiss My Grass returns to Geeks and Gamers Play. Drunk 3PO is bringing back now. You guys may not know this, but he was the #1 lawnmower simulator streamer on Twitch. #1. Oh,
For a week.
For a week, he was #1.
Hold on, I gotta fact check this. Hold on.
Yes,
hold on.
yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Check true.
Yeah, he had like 42 concurrent viewers, which made him like the #1.
That's true.
Oh man, yeah. So Stuttering Craig is doing the fact check right now. Craig's shocked. He's like, I didn't know we had that big of a celebrity here. I mean, come on, yeah.
It's kind of a big deal.
It is kind of a big deal. Welcome into Tuesday night's main event.
Also, probably the only one playing the game.
He probably was. Don't bring that into it, Jay. Don't bring that into it. But we are here. We got a lot to talk about. Hey guys, Star Wars is saved. It's 100% saved. There
we go.
Now, listen, my sources have told me that Dave Filoni actually was not holding Kathleen Kennedy hostage and keeping her off the set of The Mandalorian. It was a total, basically it was like wrestling. All right. It was a whole damn angle they were working. They were working all of us. But Dave now is #2 to Kathleen Kennedy. He's got all the creative power in the world, except this was announced like 3 years ago, but I guess now is breaking news today, but we're going to talk all about that. But we do have Young Rippa, who just did a stream with the Critical Drinker. I didn't get a chance to watch it, man. I wanted to check it out. So how did that go, man?
Oh, it went good. We got to talk about like a lot of really, a lot of people don't know how creative he is. He has his own projects that he has with his Rogue Elements adaptation of his novels, and it's going to be really cool. We talked about all of that as well. We spent the first half of the stream actually discussing all that, and just how getting into his mind of what it takes and how that actually looks, how his day looks with being a creative while also doing the YouTube thing. So it's very insightful. You get to learn more about him and his creative endeavors for those of you that aren't that familiar with Critical Drinker and the stuff it is that he's done. So I advise you to go check that out. But it was fun. It was a great stream. Been a great week for me. We hit $1 million on Alpha Core, so we are in good spirits. We did a stream yesterday. Was it yesterday? Fuck, I don't fucking know. All days running it into each other. But we did a celebration stream. We had the whole entire squad there. Az joined us as well, so it was fun. But I appreciate everybody's support. You can still get in on those pre-orders. We still got 2 fucking months left in the pre-order window, but fulfillment does start on the 4th of December, so right around the corner for that. But yeah, excited for another Tuesday night main event.
Hey man, I know the feeling. Like I was trying to tell people, like with internet time, man, it's different. It runs different. So like I was talking about, you'll find this funny, Beardo. I was talking on stream about Tfue returning. I'm like, yeah, like he retired like a couple years ago, and you know, and people are like. It was like
2 months ago.
Maybe a few months ago.
Yes, a few months ago. And I'm like, shit, I don't remember, man.
Did you see what he did for his first stream?
But I saw his return video, which was pretty fantastic.
Dude, for his first stream, he hit the beaches in Tampa and gave away $100,000 cash for his first stream.
That's
insane.
That's a pretty good gimmick right there.
Just handing out money in person.
Yeah.
Here's a wad of cash.
That's Mr. Beast level marketing right there. It works too. It works. But his little return video was pretty funny. Pretty good. So it's good stuff. But Rippa hitting $1 million for the 3rd time. Absolutely fantastic. So love to see it, man. I'm just so sorry you're failing so bad. You got 3 different campaigns in like a year. It's all
really heartbreaking.
$1 million.
Yeah, it's really heartbreaking.
Yeah,
we all know, Rippa.
You should sell the company.
Like
just be done with it.
Yeah, just sell the company. We got some really good advice for you. Obviously, $1 million isn't that much. To keep the lights on, you need a lot more than $1 million. Obviously,
Apparently, yeah.
Apparently, yeah.
So, it's so funny because that one weirdo that was like celebrating the Marvels having a black female, like saying this is the highest grossing movie from a black female director. That same person was mad when Tim Pool shouted you out and he said like the company could be worth 20 or 40 million or whatever.
Yeah.
He goes 20 or 40 million dollars. He goes, how much again did Disney purchase Marvel for or something like that? And I'm like, holy shit, man. Like just 2 days ago, you were celebrating skin color of a female director on a failed movie. and now you're going after Rippa saying his company's not like these people are fucking
They're
cool,
weird, man.
It's wild. It really is. That was cool, Tim shouting you out and everything. That was awesome. So I'm a big fan of Tim Pool. Big fan. So made a whole show memeing on him. So speaking of memes, we got Drunk 3PO in the house who dominated Mario Party. Dominated.
I lost
very badly.
I just kept rolling 1. Like I don't understand. Like what the heck? I don't understand.
I don't know how. Like the fact that he was like, big roll right here, baby. Big roll 1. I mean, you did it like 6 times.
In a row. That's weird. Oh wow.
But it was fun playing Mario Party though. That's the first time we played it in a long time. That was a lot of fun. And I like the rotation we're keeping here with different games. And of course, all gaming streams will now be on Geeks Gamers Play. Just remember that. But they are doing really good on the main channel, but we got to move them over there. Jay, what's going on?
Tomorrow, Lawnmower Simulator.
Hell yeah.
Coming back. I'm gonna do this on YouTube, so we'll figure out, I don't know. I got the old John Deere hat. I dusted it off, ready to go. Got a couple of I don't know what lawnmower people drink, but I think it's like mellow yellow. So maybe I could find a mellow yellow for this drink.
Well, yeah. Well, Mountain Dew, mellow yellow. Yeah, it's got to be either or those, or Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper's good.
Yeah, it's Mr. Pibb, I think.
I mean, I like Pibb too, so either or would be fine. Fear the Beardo, what up?
Nothing much, man. Thanksgiving in a few days, so excited for that. Gonna be visiting with my parents soon, so everything's good, man. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Stuttering Craig in the house.
Look, I got to be honest. I've spent the last 10 minutes trying to confirm that Jay was, in fact, the top streamer on Twitch playing Lawnmower Simulator, and I cannot confirm this at all. I can't find any data on it, but I will say this, Jay. You do have competition, and I got to be honest. I think this guy actually has the market cornered a little bit. His name is That Camping Guy. He is a Twitch partner, and he is indeed playing Farming Simulator right now. With a, oh my God, I just pulled this up. He has a full farming. I got to share my screen. I'm sorry. This is the most amazing. Look at this guy's get up here. This is outstanding. Look what he's got going on down here. This is
Oh my God.
Holy crap, dude.
Wow, what is that thing?
this
Fucking yikes.
I mean, holy moly. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. And look, he's like streaming with his buddies. They're all doing virtual lawns.
He's even got the authentic sweat building up, and he's just sitting on his pretty impressive.
He looks like he's a farmer. Like this is what he does.
Bro,
during
he
the
looks
day.
exhausted. Like he's
got the camo hat. He's official.
Like he loves it so much doing it during the day that he has to go home and keep doing it virtually, which is great. So I'm just saying, Jay, you better step up your game because that camping guy without a G, by the way, is coming for you.
I don't appreciate that Craig tried to belittle my accomplishments that happened last year on Twitch. I left Twitch because they weren't paying me enough, so I went to Kick. So they probably erased those records, just so you know. Just because you beat Mike Tyson's Punch Out all those years ago doesn't give you the right to slander other people that had video game accomplishments. Okay.
Well, here's the other thing: is I didn't actually tell you is that coming up next week on the Side Scrollers Plays channel. We are launching into a full campaign of Lawnmower Simulator, which is going to be really, really great.
Yeah, it's a really competitive game. Yeah.
Maybe we do a little co-op.
That's it, man. You could hold my weed whacker. That's what I was.
with your
Get to
dangly
whacking, man. Get to whacking. Make sure you do a good job.
I actually do want to play that. Like the cat game that you were playing is the one that looked fun, where you got the spider killed you. Remember that?
Yeah, that was awful. Cats are dumb.
Oh man!
Freaking! They had a torrent. A big spider.
A torrent. You stopped halfway through.
Yeah. I had to think about it before I screwed it up. Tarantula. Excuse me.
Jay, only Jay. Hey, you know what we're gonna try to do? And I've talked to Hailstorm about this. We got to get a couple of you guys together. But what's his name? The big Fortnite streamer, Cypher
PK.
Yeah. So he did this match where he, just on obviously the OG map, he used all the rifts and he never touched the ground for the whole match, while the other three cleaned the whole lobby out. And I was like, dude, we should try that and record it. Have Hailstorm never land and just hit the rifts all the time. And then us three have to go and kill everybody and win the match.
Awesome.
I think we could do it. I think I know Hailstorm can probably stay in the air the whole time.
Yeah.
And then we can record it and make a video out of it. That'll be kind of cool right there. So
that'd be very badass.
but Rolo, the Puerto Rican pistolero in the house. What's up, Rolo?
We are also praying for the people of Puerto Rico. We love Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. What's up, man?
I'm doing good. I know Rippa will appreciate this. I've been hitting the gym every day for the last 2 weeks. I lost 7 pounds. I'm feeling pretty damn good about myself right now. I'm back in my old stomping grounds right now for Thanksgiving in Miami. So, having a good time. The weather here is ridiculously hot. It's like 85 degrees every day, even hotter than Orlando. So it's, I forgot how bad it is down here, but I've been having a good time. My parents live in a pretty awesome place. So I've been hanging out every day, meeting up with old friends and hitting up the gym because their gym is freaking badass. I'm a little bit jealous of it.
Well, so you get back on Fortnite. Fuck that gym shit, man. All the chicks like
that's Fortnite. During the day, man. I'll play Fortnite at night. I go to the gym during the day, hit up Fortnite at night. That's a balanced breakfast right there.
You know what people play on Fortnite that's like kind of entertaining is all 4 of them drop on 4 corners of the map. Just work their way to the middle, or they work their way to the middle of the circle that's forming to see if they can stay alive and then win the game.
Let's do that.
I feel like we've done that unintentionally.
We have done
Whenever
that.
I suggest breaking off and doing my own thing, they get mad at me. So
we definitely should do that, though. Again, I think there's a lot of different kind of things we can do to kind of keep it really entertaining and get some good content edited out of it as well. My nerdy home, I think she's not here right this second, but hello, Steph. Go follow Steph over on Well, she always promotes the Geeks and Gamers Life channel, which is always appreciated. She also handles clips, but you can follow her over on Kick as well. We got Epic Mike. Meek is in the house. What's up, Meek?
Yeah, Meek Pit rise up, apparently. Yeah, Jeremy left the call during one of the Fortnite things. Everybody's like, Mike took over the call. Check this out. I did not do any of that. I'm glad to be here. Freaking tired and busy. Movies take a lot of work, y'all. It's exhausting. And it actually takes a lot of effort. So when you see a movie like Miss Marvel come out, it's amazing that it sucks so bad because there's a lot of people working really hard on that stuff. So when it comes out and it's really bad, you know that the higher ups definitely fucked that up, because it's actually pretty hard to make a bad movie. So yeah, here we are.
It's a really bad movie too. Marvel's is, my goodness, man.
Yeah.
And the numbers are supporting that for sure. Krista Nova, what's up, Krista?
Hi, Park Hop on Instagram hit 10K. So shout out to everybody who followed. Oh my gosh, me and Jay finally did it. We did it. Yeah, I'm excited for Beeps Giving. Thankful for all the beeps in the chat. Appreciate you guys very much, and I'm excited. So
Yeah, Chris was very excited about hitting 10K.
I was
So
happy.
she's been stressing out over that one. So shout out to her and
we
Park
need it.
Hop and good stuff. All right, so you guys have been crazy tonight. Doug B over on Rumble drops a big red bomb, $100, and says, "What's up, Jeremy, Rippa, Jay, Beardo, Craig, Rolo, Meek, Steph, and Krista, and what is up, Rumble?" Doug B in the house. What's up, brother? How the hell are you? We had Brock dropping 20 gifted memberships to start the party. F5 in the chat, as he always does. You know how that goes with Brock. Eric drops 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Eric. Dom H drops 5 gifted memberships. Diz the Jizzbot drops 5 gifted memberships. Dom dropped 5 more gifted memberships. We got Tomac for 50. It says, "So I got a question for all the minorities." God dang it, Jay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but not Steph.
Yeah, like,
Not Rippa.
The way Jay asked that, he said, "How do you feel about Afro Samurai?" That's just for the minorities. God, Jay last week's like, "I have a question for all the minorities," and basically what he meant was Mike, like as a black person, because he excluded Rippa, he excluded Steph.
Listen,
Okay, I'm listening.
I mean, unless I'm wrong, I don't like saying POC. I don't like saying that. I don't like saying people of color.
I don't like you saying it either.
All right. So I think, okay, I'm just letting you know, like, the fact that Hollywood uses that, it's like, I think that's wrong, because I was taught growing up that calling someone that doesn't look like you, like, color is bad. Like, you shouldn't say that. So why are they trying to bring it back? That's all I was saying. So minorities, I felt, was the most politically unpolitical, but understandable term.
No, that sounded, it was pretty bad. It sounded almost more racist than you just calling us
people
black
that aren't white.
Hey,
How about
for all
that?
the
Like,
black
you could
people
say
on the panel, I would have rather
that.
you just said that. Yeah.
Dang.
Nice talk to the minorities. Not you, Steph. Not you, Steph. Hold on. Oh, Rippa, you're not in this conversation either. But the rest of the minorities here.
It's just me and Mike. That's it. Just me and Mike.
Yeah, you had already left.
Yeah, you had already left, so it
You
really
didn't have
was
to
just
exclude
Mike.
you. Yeah.
So I didn't have to. I was
And
there.
then-
I remember that.
And then
I
you didn't
remember
even
saying
ask.
that.
Then it was specifically about a Santa Claus in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I don't know. I'm not in a wheelchair.
Good old Jay, only Jay.
meant no
But
disrespect.
hey, Jay, you got some support.
There you go.
You got some support, Jay. That's for you. Go ahead,
Jay,
read it.
got
It's
your
all
back.
you.
Jay, I got your back. Love playing Lawnmower Simulator, building a successful company one law at a time. Love the happy positivity. Hail Rippa, got my ISOM Alpha Core bundle.
Shout
and
out.
hail the 199.
Appreciate
Yeah, there's
that.
a lot of people online that want to give
Right.
business advice for Rippa. Probably should play Lawnmower Simulator because it teaches you how to run a business.
Yeah.
You know, I
Gotta
was.
see Ryan can own the chat. What he said.
What'd he say?
Ryan was like, when I was growing up, my theater had a sign that said "No colors," meaning gang shit. I thought it meant something else when I was a kid.
Shit. Yeah, man. I wish Ryan could have been here when Jay said that. Like, I have a question for the minorities. It was just so funny because it was so
it was so fucking out of
random.
pocket.
Yeah, dude. Like it just, I wasn't prepared for that at all. Like it just, that's not really it was a genuine question too, which in a sarcastic way, I could have seen that being presented, but you were asking like honestly, like it was a genuine question for the minorities. But then you dwindled it down, and all you had to ultimately say was, "Hey, Mike, how do you feel about this?" But you didn't.
No, Mike, what do you think about this? No.
Well, I wanted to make it like race specific. That's all. And look at that,
Kevin.
Yeesh.
Kevin just dropped a 50 bomb. 50 gifted memberships. Kevin did the same thing on Overcast last night. Holy crap. You guys are on it already. We haven't even started talking about a topic yet. And here we are, bombs being dropped in the chat. Wow. So thank you guys so very much. Incredible support as always. Really do appreciate you guys. Ryan Kennel got a gifted membership.
Let's go, baby.
Ryan Kennel can now use emojis on Geeks and Gamers. There you go. That's good stuff right there. Bird Up says, Hail 199. Do you guys have any opinions on the Atari 2600? I grew up with the original 2600, and I'm curious about the 2600 Plus. Oh, he says the 2600 Plus. Okay. Do any of you have opinions on the 2600 Plus? I grew up on the OG 2600. I'm curious about the 2600 Plus. It'd be cool to hear what you all have to say about it. So obviously, Atari was a little bit before my time. The NES was my first video game system. So any experience I had with Atari was later on. You know what I mean? By going back, and I don't, it was a novelty to me to play any of that. Craig, did you have any? What was your first like run in with video games? Was it Atari?
Come on. No, for me, the first real video games I remember was the NES playing specifically Tetris. But later on, I discovered we did have like an Intellivision, the one with the circular disc that you held it and had the buttons, the numbers on it. But yeah, the NES for sure was my first recollection playing on a TV that switched between 3 and 4 because there was the HDMI, there was no HDMI, and it was all coax cables or whatever, or making sure the back of your NES, it had the little coax cable that you had to plug into the back. I don't know if you guys remember that at all.
I remember. I absolutely remember.
Yeah, specifically Tetris, and then later Mario, and a litany of other fun games like pinball. The games were old when they were just called what they are.
Yeah.
Pinball.
I remember and I had to ask, I remember talking about this a long time ago, and I think it was called Combat, where the tanks and they shot I played a little bit of Atari, but it was so it wasn't ever my main system or anything like that. It was always just this novelty of I want to play, but Combat was the one that I always played the most of, and I loved Combat, but I don't remember I don't know the difference in the systems. I was never into the Atari like that. But one system, and I've told this story before, when I was younger, we lived in an apartment complex, and my mom had me take out the trash. I take the trash out, and there's a ColecoVision sitting at the dumpster on the ground with the games in bags. And I was I picked it up. My mom's like, "Don't you bring any trash?" No, Mom, this is not trash. This is a video game system. She goes, "Don't be bringing, there's rats in it." And I'm like, "No, there's not. Trust me." I had to convince her to let me bring this garbage back in the house. But yeah, so it was a ColecoVision with Frogger and some other games like that. It was it was literally the coolest thing ever to find an entire ColecoVision, which I'd never owned, never played, or anything like that. But yeah, Atari is just not something I had a lot of, experience with, unfortunately. Nobody else?
Well, I can tell you about the 2600 Plus. It seems pretty cool. So apparently it's $130. It's an updated version of the iconic Atari 2600, and it's been enhanced in the following ways. Plays both Atari 2600 and 7800 game cartridges, HDMI output, widescreen mode, and large cartridge socket reduces sticking. The Atari logo lights up when it turns on. And it comes with a 10-in-1 cartridge with Adventure, Combat, Dodge 'em, Haunted House, Maze Craze, Missile Command, Real Sports, Volleyball, Surround, Video Pinball, and Yar's Revenge. Not to be confused with Yara.
not to be confused with Yara. Exactly. Hell yeah. Hey, look who's in the chat. RGT85, my favorite Nintendo YouTuber, is here. I'm always complimenting RGT85. I remember I kept saying I think he hates my guts. And somebody was like, "Are you ever going to go on Geeks and Gamers?" And he was like, "Yeah, I might." And I was like, I thought that guy hated me, but I know he was on Side Scroller, so that's cool. Shout out to RGT85 in the house.
I think he hates you.
He probably does. I watch his damn videos every day though. So I'm a fan. I like RGT though. He's good peeps. So
yeah, man. I've been trying to get you guys together on some sort of. I tried to get him on the retro game thing, and I'm trying to get you guys together.
I know. Well, you hit me up when you had him on. You're like, "Hey, you want to hop on?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm not home. I'm not home." But yeah, I like RGT though. He's good people.
Hey,
so,
quick side note on the Atari conversation. Atari's been around forever, and how much money do you think they made last year? Just out of morbid curiosity.
Oh my God. I don't even. So is this all off of like digital game sales and things like that, and
just in general, the company Atari?
$6.
No,
$6, a little higher.
I'm gonna go.
$15.
I'm gonna go $20 million.
Probably overshot it, but the fact that they're just about $12 million last year, which
was a lot close. I was a lot closer. Cool. Yeah.
You actually won the Price is Right style, yes, without going over. But I will say this: it's interesting that a company can survive. And by the way, still going out and making acquisitions, like they're acquiring companies at this point, and they're an 8-figure company, which is pretty impressive for a company that's been around for 50 years. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, like we talk about it all the time. I mean, obviously we had to, this is why I will always be I'm a mega Nintendo fan. I criticize them when they need to be criticized, whatever. But I don't hide away from the fact that I appreciate them as a company. And like, they literally did revive gaming after the crash of gaming back in the early 80s. And Nintendo has allowed themselves to stay relevant for all of these years, which is not easy in any industry, to continue to reinvent yourself. And yes, they've made mistakes along the way. They've had hiccups along the way, but they always seem to keep the focus on the games itself. And I never want Nintendo to go the way of Atari or Sega. I never want them to not be in the console business. I know years ago when the Wii U completely failed, miserably, by the way, and I like the Wii U. I thought the Wii U was a really good system. It had really good titles on it, but ultimately it's the worst marketing I've ever seen, ever.
Yeah.
And that says a lot, because we have the Xbox, which is, they can't name their systems for anything.
Nope.
But the Wii U was the worst marketing I've ever seen, and they really were in bad shape there. And a lot of people wanted them to go, oh, they need to go third party. I'm like, no, they don't. There is a magic to Nintendo and the way that they handle games and the way that they are so protective of their IPs. And yes, they make a lot of weird mistakes, but this is why you get the good with the bad with them. You get the weird decisions sometimes, and then you randomly, just on a random day of the week, Miyamoto just shows up on Twitter and says, "Hi, this is Miyamoto. We've been working on a Zelda movie for 3 years. Have a great day, everybody." What?
Well, see you later.
It's so weird. It's so weird. Like, Rippa, you got to do that one day on the Rippaverse account.
Oh yeah, just do it. Hey man, we're doing a live action Yaira.
This is Rippa here.
Well, see you later.
Oh man, but yeah, it's but I love the Wii U. But yeah, the fact that Atari, so how much you said they made 12? How much? 12 million?
Yeah, 12 million.
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
So, that's pretty decent. I mean, I want to know where the majority of their income, I guess it's through digital sales and things like that.
Yeah,
brand
game
deals?
sales, licensing. Yeah, 100%. Merchandise. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, no, not too bad. So shout out to Atari for still being in the game. The only relevance I see with Atari these days is some 22-year-old kid rocking an Atari shirt because he saw it at Hot Topic and he has never played an Atari in his life. That's really the only thing I ever hear about Atari anymore at this point in time. But we got Hayden Wayne in the chat for 50 and says, in keeping with my fun making chat hungry, tonight I'm making some pan-seared honey garlic pork chops with seasoned rice and mixed vegetables. Last day home and headed back to work tomorrow. Loving the variety of gaming streams on Play. Hail the 199. Awesome. Hell yes. Hayden's always making people hungry in the chat, man. Does that make you hungry, Krista? Yeah, Chris, she's too focused on getting all the super chats together, but yeah. So thank you, Hayden. I hope you have a safe trip as well, brother. We appreciate you as always. And now you got the whole chat just drooling, you know. So even MCU fans drooling, and it's not over Krista this time, shockingly enough. There you go. All right, we got. Does anybody have any other gaming topics you want to talk about before we get into this Dave Filoni news? Because I'm all about talking about more gaming.
I didn't play Atari. I had a Commodore 64. So I wasn't cool.
Well,
but
you've never been cool, Mike. So
well,
you're not breaking any news right there. You're not. I mean,
fucking beat you at Party Animals. So I guess that made me pretty cool. No.
The last week has been pretty sparse for gaming news, right?
I think one thing that I saw, and I know it breaks the hearts of, it's as if millions of voices cried out in horror, and then they were suddenly ended, was the KOTOR remake is basically dead.
Right. Yeah.
DOA right now is what it looks like.
Yeah.
So, I know Embracer Group made that acquisition. I mean, but the rumors are, I know why Mike is clapping, because the rumors were they were going to fuck it up anyway.
Yeah.
They were going to inject, they were going to try to redo
fucking
the
brought
story.
Mags in, and she's like,
stuff.
I'm working on the story. I'm like, what fucking story? They already made the fucking
story
game.
To work on.
Yeah.
There's nothing to work on. What are you adding to the game? It already came out.
You remaster the audio, you update the graphics, you update the controls, maybe, and then that's it. That's all you got to fucking do.
This
and
is
then
what
you
happens when they fucking remake fucking Final Fantasy, and everybody's like, wow, it's so cool. I'm like, it's 1/3 of the fucking game, and they changed the story. So, like, it's not the same fucking game.
Yep.
Stop cheering them on and stop letting them do that. They changed the entire combat system, and they were talking about doing that shit with KOTOR. I don't need the combat system change. I played fucking KOTOR 1 and 2. I like those games. They're extremely popular games. Some of the best games of all time. So why would you change them? Well, modern audiences, they don't like that type of gaming. I don't give a fuck what they like. I like the shit that I like. I don't want you going back and changing it. Make your own fucking Star Wars game.
Yeah.
God.
The moment modern audiences gets brought into any discussion, it's over. If that is any focus of yours whatsoever, it's over. It doesn't matter what it's about. It can be about food. It can be about clothes. It can be about video games, movies. It doesn't matter. If you are focused on modern audiences, then
you know what that girl Mags is famous for? She was molested in Grand Theft Auto or something like that.
I like he didn't get right to Grand. She was molested.
He just
kind of hung
like
in the air for a second
he
there.
He just left like a weird pause in there. You're like, where are you going?
It was like she was in like some kind of VR game, I guess, and like she was like somebody punched her and like she felt threatened, so she was like, we have to Sam Mags, like, so we have to like change. We have to stop toxic men and stuff in these video games for order for women to feel safe.
Yeah.
I love Jay, dude. This is literally Jay every time he talks.
We do a little trolling. It's called we do a little trolling.
Little trolling.
Isn't that what happened, right?
Yeah,
like,
but it's the way you delivered it. Now you paused.
I was trying not to cough, if you want my honest opinion. I was holding it in.
Hey, if I remember correctly, it was even worse than that, because it was like if somebody just like walked up to her and like said some kind of lewd comment to her, and she was like, it was basically
they slapped her virtual character in the rear end.
It was basically like being assaulted, and
that's what it was. What did I say? Molested? Sorry about that.
Yeah. Is Craig bringing all the cool channels in here tonight? We got Game Chasers in the chat.
Yeah.
Craig bringing all the cool people, man. What's up, Game Chasers?
All my bras. That's right.
Look at there.
My friends, yeah.
For once, Jay's not the most famous person here. For once,
we're just we're missing Angry Joe, and then we have all of them.
Joe in here, yeah, for sure.
We just got to bring Disparu on.
If DSP shows up in my chat, I'm kicking Craig off the show.
Hey, rightfully, we did our who we're thankful for today to round out our show, And DSP was the last person I was thankful for his, for what he's brought to our show. Hey, on a side note, I know that there's been a lot of big video game releases over the last week or so. You know, we had Mario RPG, the remake and stuff. Have y'all talked about quite possibly the biggest and most important not for modern audience game that was released this past week?
I know where you go with this.
You know exactly where I'm going with this.
I know.
Exactly. We talked about Alex Jones NWO game.
Dude, people are begging me to play it, and I'm trying to get time. And I'm not going anywhere for Thanksgiving, so I'm probably gonna have time. I heard you played it and beat it, and I heard it was fairly easy.
It's 30 minutes of your time. It's 30 minutes.
Is that all it is 30 minutes?
Yes. It's not a game.
Holy
it's a flash game. You know, it's straight in your browser. And yeah, I played through the game on Rumble, and it is so bare bones. It's not like, I look at it from a video game perspective. If you look at it from a social commentary perspective, it's fine, right? But from a video game perspective, it's horrible. Like I give it like a 3 out of 10, but it is funny. There are some funny moments in it. Like you start the game in like the laboratory, and you fight Fauci, and you go through and you do all this stuff. You know, and at the end, you go to San Francisco, and you see these drugged out zombies. They're chasing you down, and you got the gay frogs and the whole thing. So, like, I think you should actually play it on your channel.
Yeah,
probably.
Cobra.
Absolutely. I do. It does look good. Have you played the Angry Video Game Nerd video game from back in the day?
So we
compare. Well, there you go then. So. How is it compared to just the gameplay aspect of it? Don't take the time frame into how long, but just like.
No, it's in comparison to the AVGN game, it's horrible. It's like you move with, it's a WASD game, WSD game with and you use your mouse to shoot in the direction. That's
no controller support.
No controller support at all.
Oh boy, I'll be in trouble. Although, okay, something funny happened. All right, so you guys know I'm console master race. Okay, I'm always So I've been playing Titanfall 2 on PC for like ever. Okay. I've been playing the hell out of it. And then I was playing Fortnite the other day, solos. And then my chat was like, play Titanfall. So I was like, I'll just fire up the PS5, play Titanfall. One match of Titanfall on my PS5. I'm like, this is fucking terrible. I need back on PC. I was like PC Master Race, baby.
Wow.
Like playing on PC then going back to the PS5. The frame rates were terrible. The colors were it was terrible. I was like,
if only you had a handful of people telling you otherwise.
Yeah.
Listen. I'm still Nintendo Master Race till the end. But yeah, when it comes to any games I can play on PC,
enjoy having your game stuck at 30 frames a second.
Yeah.
In 1080p for the rest of time. Because they certainly aren't updating it anytime soon.
Yeah, so. It's Titanfall. It's like it felt slower, and I don't know if it's just. I don't know what it is, man. It felt slow. It felt janky. And so, yeah, it was interesting. But I'll give that a shot, Craig. I want Craig. You got to play Fact Blast.
Okay. Yeah, I would love to. The thing is, I'm going to be there next week. So maybe we can do all sorts of stuff. I can actually log in to my AlexJonesGame.com account. So you can play without actually.
Nah, I'll support Alex. I'll support my boy, Alex. So
I'll say this. It's fine for a browser game, right? My biggest issue was that it should have been like $5 instead of $17.76, and it's more like a fundraising tool than anything else, which I get from that perspective. So
because Alex knows that the people are going to go out there and support him and sends a message and everything like that. Speaking of support, Operation Outstanding in the Field, which is Drew Outstanding in the Field with a proper 199. Holy shit. I'm joining the Calvary. I upgraded to Premium Plus. So this is on Twitter, right? Yeah, Premium Plus. I'm buying ads worth 10,000 till the end of 2024, promoting my vax injury. Hashtag GBS from mandated Pfizer jab videos. Hold the line at X. Elon Musk lawsuit on mainstream media. Chris Pavlovsky. Is it? Oh, Media Matters.
Media Matters, yeah.
So yeah, Media Matters. Chris Pavlovsky, Seth Dillon at Timcast, a quartering Cobra Tate ad buys. It's time. Holy shit, brother.
Damn.
Man, and I know you've supported big time on obviously this channel, FNT, and everything like that, man. And yeah, so if people don't know what's going on, so Elon Musk basically has put a massive lawsuit out there against Media Matters.
Hell yeah.
Media Matters is trash, and there is no, like, they are liars, they manipulate, they twist everything, and it's all because Elon Musk owns Twitter now, or X, whatever you want to call it. And then with this hit piece that the Media Matters people have put out by manipulating things reportedly, now you've had people like Tim Cass, The Quartering, Andrew Tate, Benny Johnson, Rumble, Babylon B are all like, committed to putting all these hundreds of thousands of dollars into ad buys, because you've had companies like Disney and Lionsgate and all these other entertainment companies have decided to pull ads based on the lies that Media Matters were putting out there to defame Twitter. And I think it's going to be a really bad day when it's all said and done for Media Matters. I know you guys covered this a lot over on your channel, Craig. It's just going to be really bad for them when it's all said and done, I believe.
Going to happen to better people.
Yeah, exactly.
They have their branding. I mean, look, when you name yourself Media Matters, I'll say that one thing about these companies, their branding is on point, right? It makes them sound important. They get in bed with the right people. But let me just say this real quick to Operation Outstanding in the field. Speaking of the vax injury stuff, I don't know if you know my brother. My brother goes by 5 times August, but he is, follow him on Twitter. He is huge in the vax injury freedom space, like the body autonomy space. If you need, hit me up. I'll gladly introduce him. I guarantee you guys are on the same page. He's huge in fighting for all that stuff. So hit me up and I'll introduce you guys.
Yeah, I didn't I kept seeing your brother everywhere, because I know he was on Timcast a couple times now, right? And and he's kind of just always was retweeted by people that I followed, and I didn't know much about him. I just knew that he was very respected and very prominent, and then learning he was your brother was kind of cool right there. So yeah, man, that's awesome. So yeah, a lot of people in the chat are shocked by that, but yes, that's his brother. That is his brother. So yeah, man, there you go.
If anybody wants an intro, let me know. I'll text him.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Maybe we can get him on Main Event one of these days.
Anytime. He'll gladly do it.
Hey, that would be cool right there. All right, good stuff. Hi, Jay. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Okay. Thanks, Jay.
Yep. Hi, Jay.
Hey.
All right, so we got to talk about the big breaking news from 3 years ago that was just regurgitated today, which is Dave Filoni is now in charge of all creative effort at Lucasfilm now. Wow.
Yeesh.
I am so excited. Star Wars is saved, ladies and gentlemen.
There it is. Yep.
Star Wars is saved. Dave Filoni gets the keys to the Star Wars franchise. Disney has elevated Filoni to a new chief creative officer role at Lucasfilm. Now, listen, if maybe 3 years ago, I might have been excited about this. You know what I mean? And I'll never, change the tune of I've loved a lot of his animated stuff that he's done. Love the Clone Wars. Rebels is fine, and I did love season 7 of the Clone Wars outside of the middle episodes that was in it. And I think that's the best thing Disney's ever produced was season 7 of the Clone Wars. The last 4 episodes, I think, is the best thing they've ever done, and I don't even think it's close.
I don't disagree. Yeah.
But this is where that's where he peaks, man. He's Al Bundy, man. He peaked in high school. He peaked in animation. You know what I mean? And that's just like where he needs to stay there. The Ahsoka series, the fact that the Ahsoka series performed so terribly and so many people disliked it. I didn't watch this shit. I wasn't gonna watch this shit. I haven't watched The Bad Batch, which was a Dave Filoni project. I didn't watch Ahsoka. I didn't watch Andor. I did watch Obi-Wan Kenobi. But I don't care, man. And the fact that he gets this promotion right after Ahsoka basically underperformed for all of their expectations, and now people are excited again. I don't get to I don't care about this stuff enough to care to the point where I'm going to get mad or happy or nothing. I have apathy towards Star Wars. But Jay, what do you think about all of this? I guess that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, after banning Kathleen Kennedy from the set of Mandalorian, Kathleen Kennedy decides, okay, I'll promote you now, Dave.
I don't think it's a promotion. I think it's just a title name change. If you he's been doing this kind of stuff already, and I'm gonna switch screens here.
Okay.
So you could see this. This is where they talk about his new role and what it means for writers, directors, and producers. And the first thing he says was, "I'm not telling people what to do." So basically, he doesn't have any creative power. He doesn't really do anything. He's not going to tell anyone to change. He's just like, I'm just going to help them tell the best story that they want to tell. So it's not like he's in charge of really anything. He's just going to be a glorified advisor.
You know what that reminds me of?
I don't know. I think it's for me. Sorry, I didn't mean to keep going, but I think Kathleen Kennedy's she's being destroyed in the news, public opinion, all that stuff. She has a permanent meme now that everybody uses for any film that comes out from Disney, and she's, her stock is pretty damaged. So I think this is a shield and a publicity stunt to just say, okay, guys, hey, look, Dave is in the front now. Like, you're gonna be happy, right? You're gonna be happy. And if something goes wrong, we're gonna blame him. Like, he's the guy that's gonna be in front now, because he had a promotion like a few years ago. It was the same thing. It literally was the same position. They just changed it. This is like a name change, and he probably got a raise. So I think that he's just a shield for all the stuff that's like happening to Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm. That's what I honestly think, because if you literally say, hey, so tell me about your new position, he goes, well, I don't really tell anybody what to do, and they're still going to write the stories they want to do. I'm just going to kind of help them, kind of like a counsel. What kind of position is that?
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when I worked retail, and I was promoted to number 2 manager in the whole store, and I was the youngest manager in the company. And of course, I worked directly under my store manager. Now, it sounds like I have a lot of power, a lot of influence. I still couldn't do anything that corporate wouldn't allow me to do. It's not like I could go in there and go, hey, this display doesn't sell very well, so I'm going to actually put the product here that sells, because corporate would say, well, we have a contract with this company, so you can't take that display down. I'm like, well, I'm not even really a manager. I'm just a high-paid employee that you can blame me for the problems whenever things happen, but I don't really have any real power here. And to Jay's point, that's what it sounds like. Nothing's really changing from the promotion that he got all these years ago. It's just an announcement to try to go.
I mean, right here it says in the same article, they give him it's like, Filoni will now work more directly with Kathleen Kennedy. So, however, like, okay, so what's really going to change here? Absolutely nothing. Nothing's going to change. He's basically going to be the guy that sits around the round table with another cup of coffee. Dave, what do you think? Oh, I guess, I don't know. Can we put Ahsoka in it? Okay, Dave, good idea. That's literally all that's going to happen over here. And now that he's got this fancy new title, like I said, if something really goes sour, like, it's easy for people to point the blame.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, honestly, that's what I think. Now, if they came out and said he's going to be in charge of creative, nothing gets past his desk, like, he's going to like work with the people and make sure of it, like, that's a totally different story. But when you come out and literally say, I really can't tell anybody what to do, well, what kind of position is that in the company? Like, really, what is it? Like, it's nothing. So, I think he just got a raise, and they just switched the name around to match. I think this is like, isn't that the same title for Kevin Feige in Marvel?
I don't know what his actual title is, but
it's something like that. Yeah, but people online are like, he's finally in charge. He literally said, I'm not in charge. I can't tell people what to do. This is his words, and I'm just going to sit next to Kathleen Kennedy when she makes the decision. So what exactly is going to change? What exactly is going to change?
As I've said many times, Star Wars has to have an Elon Musk Twitter situation for it to be fixed. Elon walked in there and fired 90% of the people at Twitter. That's what it is. It's like Jerome and Jay to go.
So I got an idea here. Now, I don't, you guys know I'm not a huge Star Wars guy. Never have been. I've seen each movie once, right? It doesn't really affect my life one way. But I do think it's interesting that Lucasfilm was looking for a chief creative officer, right? And they're going to make this change, and they announced this guy, Dave Filoni, to be the chief creative officer. But if they were looking for a chief creative officer for a company called Lucasfilm, and you wanted to make people happy coming off of a PR nightmare,
it'll never
don't
happen.
you think you should probably look to George Lucas?
You know what the problem is? No, George Lucas was at the Indiana Jones premiere, and
he ain't doing good.
He literally had to be handheld, like didn't even know where to sit.
Okay,
so it's rough, man. I hate seeing him like this. He needs just to go somewhere and like enjoy the rest of his life.
So I need to open the door.
But isn't that more or less what? Isn't that what you're telling me? That's what Dave Filoni is going to be doing too. He's more or less being handheld and dragged around as well, right? It's the exact same thing, just in a corporate structure.
No, but Dave Filoni does have he does have a position where he helps write and push things in the corner. But what I'm saying is that they came out with a new title for him that doesn't change anything. But it just sounds like a giant PR stunt to make people maybe get a little more excited. That
what I would say is good. Well, because so Craig, a lot of people basically view people that are not named Ryan Kennel, by the way, view Dave Filoni as the heir apparent to George Lucas. That's kind of because he did work directly under George Lucas. I mean, he was George Lucas's kind of protege for all of those years. They worked together on the Clone Wars. That it's rumored that he's kind of that guy. Now, I don't think that's a lot of Star Wars fans don't feel that way anymore. But for the longest, that was the narrative out there. So even from Lucasfilm's perspective, that is the next best thing to George is bringing Dave into that equation from the optics standpoint. But Star Wars is not in a good place, period. Like there's nothing that, again, even George himself couldn't save it right now with the fact that there's just so much red tape and nonsense to it. You've got the Ahsoka movie coming out. You've got a Rey standalone movie coming out, and you've got this other James Mangold movie coming out. Like those are the movies that are set to come out. That's on top of the fact that we haven't had a Star Wars movie since The Rise of Skywalker in theaters. That was 2019, right?
Rise of
like
Skywalker.
Something like that. Yeah.
And then all the news about like Obi-Wan and the budget and how, they're giving Marvel all of this money to do stuff and not giving hardly any money to Star Wars projects. And something that you brought up a lot too, Jeremy, and I think this is a bigger point than anything about the relevance of Star Wars right now. Go into any store right now and go look at the toy section. There's like nothing for Star Wars. And from my entire life growing up, even between like the prequels, there was always Star Wars stuff you could buy. Lightsabers from different characters, build your own lightsabers, all kinds of stuff. I can't find Star Wars shirts anywhere, like nothing, because they don't, like, it's just not marketable. It doesn't sell anymore. And here's the thing, Star Wars always had merch. You could always buy stuff like that. Now,
dude, Star Wars had its own aisle at the stores.
Yeah. The only thing you see with Star Wars toys now are like Legos. Empire Strikes Back toys, retro toys that they re-released. Jay, I know you got to bounce. You might be back. And then me and Jay and some others are going to be playing Fortnite later over on Geeks Gamers Play. So, but yes. So, Jay.
I'll be back.
Okay. All right. Bye, brother.
Later, Jay.
All right. So the best of us is gone. I think it's mainly because Craig pissed him off. And
skeptical about his lawnmower simulator, man.
I know. Yeah. So I'm coming for him. I'll tell you what. I'm going to beat his high score. I'm going to be a speed run when it comes to clipping grass. It's great.
But yeah, so I just with the Dave Filoni news, it means nothing to me. It probably, honestly, to emphasize how much it means to me or doesn't mean to me, it means more to Ripa than it means to me at this point. Okay. And it means literally nothing to Ripa. Okay. Like, I just don't care. I don't care to even make a video about it. Like, and I saw the story. I'm like, I don't even care. I figured we'd talk about it as a panel because usually this stream kind of tends to be more gaming centric, and Jay just sits there, and then so I was like, we'll talk Star Wars, Jay. We'll talk Star Wars.
It's very kind
and
of
he
you.
was happy. So I'm a nice guy.
To me, it seems like a PR move, doesn't it? Because the last thing that was decent in Star Wars that some people liked was Clone Wars. and Rebels was okay. So I feel like Dave Filoni's basically just been riding. He's been riding that shit for as long as he can. And I think that the few fans that might have been OG fans for a while that have any hope left are because they love Clone Wars. So now this is their like last little piece of smoke screen that they can throw out without having to fire a Kathleen Kennedy. And they're like, just throw Filoni out here. Doesn't really matter. Maybe we can get a couple more shows that will have big premieres or big premieres like they say on Disney Plus. And will they actually make a difference? Will it do anything? No, it doesn't matter because the sequel trilogy freaking exists and it sucks. So there's nothing they can do about it. So now it's like, well, we got Filoni out there. People will be like excited about all this stuff, but it's not going to make a freaking difference.
It really isn't.
Nobody's going to care,
and nothing's going to change. By the way, Rolo, for you've got like a little lag. It happens every few. You might want to leave and come back. But there's just like a little bit of lag that since this show started, it's been happening. So I thought it might work out, but you just leave and come back. But yeah, moving forward, I guess there's more videos to be made about the death of Disney Star Wars because that's all this is going to do. It's not going to turn around. It's not going to get better, and it joins the ranks of Marvel. Nothing to look forward to. I even said today, I was talking about Daily, like I can't help but there's a part of me that's excited for James Gunn's Superman. Like I just because of all the stuff he's done, but that's like the only thing that's kind of out there in the nerd world of movies like that really has me interested. That's it. Like, and that's because DC at least isn't like their stuff isn't being ruined by it's being ruined. It's terrible, but it's ruined for a different set of reasons, not what we're seeing with Disney and Marvel. So I guess we will see. All right. So I did want to introduce a question for everybody because I've wanted to talk about this for a while. All right. I've wanted to talk about this. Wait, what the hell's going on with Rolo? Rolo's all jacked up right now.
All jacked up.
Oh, we got two Rolos.
Two Rolos.
I'm in Caribbean America, man. It's literally a third world country down here. I don't know what the hell's going on. We're gonna have to kick Black Box Rolo. This is what is that, like Black Lives Matter Day of Solidarity Rolo? This is the Black Box. I don't endorse that.
Rolo's cloned. All right, so I want to ask a panel question. Okay, panel question. Mm-hmm. What is the greatest video game console of all time?
God damn.
It's got to be the PlayStation 2.
God damn, that's a good question.
No.
Greatest video gaming console of all time.
It's the Super Nintendo.
Yes, the Super Nintendo. There's no doubt.
Has to be Nintendo.
Objectively, it's the PlayStation 2.
No, it's not.
Subjectively, I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion, but if we're going logistics here, it's the PlayStation 2.
It's the Super Nintendo.
I think that's
wait. I was right. Oh, hang on, my Beardo. I'm sorry. I got Q-tips, but like I didn't say best DVD player of all time.
Oh my!
I said the best
video
game console of all time.
Damn! He brought out the DVD player.
Disrespect. The disrespect. I see a lot of PlayStation 2s in the chat. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying, there's a lot of PlayStation 2s in the chat.
Woof.
All right, Ripa. Best console ever. Let's go.
That's I can't answer that, man. That's impossible. I can tell you my favorite. Like when you talk best is a different term from favorite. I talk about this. We talk about music all the time. Like what's your favorite is one thing. But what's the best? Like you're starting to talk about, at least in the console space, you have to talk about its impact on the industry, its catalog, and all that shit. And I can see an argument being made for like when you talk about iconic games, like a Nintendo, a Super Nintendo as well. So I can understand that. If we're talking favorite, I'm biased. Sega Genesis was my first fucking console. And Sonic.
I said this on the retro stream over on Side Scrollers, but so I mean, the Genesis got me at first because I was into sports games. You remember Joe Montana Sports Talk Football, bro? Yeah, oh my gosh, man! Like that was because the Genesis was kind of Sega Sports and all of that. Like the Sega side were more into like the sports games, basketball, baseball, football, all of that. And so I was all in on the Genesis when it first came out. And I was totally into the whole Sega does what Nintendo don't, and eventually my neighbor got a Super Nintendo and I realized how good he had it because he had Super Mario World.
And while we're talking about this, because you bring up a great point, it's funny because even though we don't do this at all, like it's been funny watching you know, people kind of look at Rippaverse and they'll say, hey, they use Marvel or DC to and we shit on them, even though, you know, we don't do that. We don't do that to try to promote our own work. And I was like, if they live, these people have a fucking heart attack if they lived through the 90s where companies would take fucking shots at each other, like from burger companies to these console members so vividly. One of my favorite
Coke and Pepsi.
Coke and Pepsi.
Is Pepsi
they have
okay?
a fucking heart attack because that was like the competition was so fierce. And by the way, it's also the greatest fucking decade ever. And I think that had a lot to do with it because it was very, very fucking competitive and people care more about the customer experience than anything. But they have a goddamn heart attack watching like I remember that one commercial where they're walking like it was a Sega, you know, does with Nintendo type of situation, but you know, you had the Sonic going off, and hey, the salesman's trying to sell this guy this fucking Nintendo. He's walking through it. He's like, I want that because he sees Sonic going fast and shit, and he was like, I want that. Like that was so fucking like iconic. That was the entire industry then, but it was also like with every industry, everybody was TV networks, everybody was talking shit about the others to try to get them to people to buy their products. These people would have a fucking heart attack if they lived through that decade.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I see the chat calling and say, "Oh, you won't make a poll? I'll make a poll." You know what? So we got to add Super Nintendo. We got to add PS2. What else?
360, I think, has got to go there.
Sega Genesis has to go on there.
360's got to be there.
360 has to go on there.
All right,
and the Switch.
PS2.
Let's be real.
There's only 4 options. Only got 4 options.
Yeah, you only have 4.
All right, so let's all right, here's what we're gonna do. All right, we're gonna go head to head for PS2 and SNES first. Eliminate one or the other. Okay. And I'm gonna be. I do think PS2 is gonna win this. And then after that one, then we can add the rest. Is that how we need to do it? Because if I add a 360 and if I add the Genesis, we're gonna start splitting the numbers. You know what I mean? So let's go PS2, SNES, better console. Craig just wants to talk. I can say. What do you got, Craig?
I feel like a kettle about to.
Me too.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. So yeah, the Super Nintendo has one of the best catalogs in the history of video games, but the PlayStation 2 is spectacular as well.
Absolutely.
People very much overlook the era between the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox 360, and there's a lot of nostalgia attached to that. But the Xbox 360 was one of the first consoles that really brought digital download games into things. And there's people forget about the masterclass catalog of digital games that don't even exist anymore, that you can only play on your hard drive when you downloaded them on the 360. There was a ton of great games. Obviously, the Switch is easily a top 5 console, maybe a top 3. And I think the Genesis for me was great because it's not that the console was spectacular, but it's what it did and how it pushed Nintendo to take that next step. You know, the fact that people today are still complaining and people are still Sega people 30 years later after the company more or less got out of the hardware business is insane to me. Like, hey, people still hate Nintendo because they like Sega so much and the Genesis so much, which is just insane. And on top of that, the most overlooked console of all time is the Sega Dreamcast.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yes. 100%.
Did everything the Xbox
way
did
ahead of its
early
time.
on, yeah.
Way ahead of its time.
So far ahead of its time that it didn't have a piracy safeguard, which is why it screwed the pooch so bad, and which is why it more or less drove Sega out of the industry, because people just pirated the games. If you were alive during that time, 1998, 1999, 2000, and you had a Dreamcast, you also had an entire CD flop full of burned Sega Dreamcast games. I did. I mean, I probably owned 80 Dreamcast games, and when I say owned, I mean owned CDRs that were ripped with Dreamcast games on them. I think I maybe bought one game. So lock me up.
The poll right now is
the VMU is pretty cool too.
47 right now. PS2 over Super Nintendo. We have 600 votes, almost 700 votes. It did go 52-48 for a minute, and then PS2 creeped back up there. So, now it's 52-48. I'm going to let this one run. We've got almost 3,000 people watching. We're going to let this go to at least 1,000, 1,200 votes, and then we'll call it. And now PS2's pulling away now, 54-46.
I think there's something special about the generation of 360 and PS3. Like between PS2 and PS3, I don't think we've seen a greater jump in like graphics quality and just the overall quality of gaming from the PS2 or from the original Xbox to the 360. Like just the games that came out during that generation, switching to Blu-ray and everything. I just feel like there was such a massive jump right there. There's something special about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, like that. I'm sorry.
Online gaming just
correct.
came into its own there. Voice communication. The fact that the 360, and I know I've said this before, the fact that I had 3 of them die and get red rings of death, and I still bought more, and everyone did that. Shows just how much people loved it. Like they didn't care. I was like, I don't care if the hardware itself is unreliable and it's a piece of shit, because the gaming experience is so good on it. That's really what it was about the 360. I think it revolutionized everything, and it was the original bro console. It was all about bro culture, toxic masculinity, as they would call it nowadays, LAN parties, all that stuff. I think PlayStation defined really single player epics. And I think that's pretty much what PlayStation is really known for now. But when it comes to creating an online infrastructure and kind of making modern gaming what it is, outside of obviously the PC space, because PC gamers have been doing this shit forever, but in the console space, 360 really brought online gaming to the forefront and made it something that people actually wanted to participate in. Because I mean, like, it brought voice chat and everything too, back with the original Xbox. So Xbox Live was pretty revolutionary at the time.
Yep. All right. So I ended the poll. PS2 154, 55, 44, 55, 45. PS2 versus 360.
I think
360
probably has a good shot, but I think PS2 is probably a little bit more iconic. But so is 360, man. I mean,
I think that's
going to be a tough head-to-head.
That is going to be a tough head-to-head, actually.
I think we got to see like what the demographics of our chat are, because obviously some people probably, I hate to say it, some people probably weren't even born when the SNES came out. So there's like a diminishing return after a while. Like I just didn't play it because I wasn't born at the time.
Sure.
So I think the newer 360 would have a shot because of that, since that was kind of when a lot of people came of age. I think the PS3 360 era.
Kevin just
count the mail and
holy shit.
Kevin says PC is the best console.
That is actually
for $100.
$100.
A sneaky look at Xanaximus too. Holy shit, man!
Wow. Xanaximus for 100. Gonna throw my hat in the ring. By no means my favorite consoles, but as far as impact, the Famicom NES brought us out of the gaming crash of the 80s, and the Wii expanded the gaming audience immensely, for better or worse, depending on how you look at it. I do agree. Like, oh God, man. I have a love-hate relationship with the Wii. I have a love-hate relationship with the Wii. All right.
No, don't be like that, Mike. Don't be like that.
I already went on your show and had this issue.
Don't be like that.
Jeremy showed up in the fucking chat screaming
you're
about
not
that.
that guy, pal.
Yeah.
Bro,
Like,
it brought so many fucking casual people in that started talking about how they were gamers. And, I love gaming because I have a Wii.
No.
I mean, old people, like parents, might have sounded like that.
Mike.
Yes, Craig.
Not a good look for you. Okay. Let me tell you. What brought
in. Go ahead, Craig.
What brought in all the casuals?
Yes.
Your phone. That's what brought in all the casuals. Okay.
That did bring in casuals.
The Wii was a hobby. It was a flash in the pan. The people who are playing Wii bowling are not still playing games on their PlayStation 5 today. That was just a very small window of time that helped Nintendo regain its prominence and propped it back up so they could fail for the Wii U and ultimately bring back the Switch, right? That's the Wii was a flash in the pan, which was a novelty. I think everybody can look back to 2006 when the Wii came out and they got together for Christmas or Thanksgiving and everybody did the Wii bowling with their grandparents. Like everybody has those memories, right? But once again, those people who were popped in, they're not the ones going out and buying Mass Effect. They're not the ones going out and buying Zelda Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom or Mario Wonder. They're long past it. It was just a very small phase. It was like they're well, I'm not even gonna use that analogy. Never mind. But I'm just saying, like,
one night stand.
Yeah, right, exactly. It was that's actually a really great analogy. It was like their one night stand in gaming, and they came in, they hit it, they quit it, and then they got out. But this is the thing that's kept people in. This is the gateway drug that gets them into playing your puzzle games, and then same. Anyways, it's just an interesting conversation, but that's just my thoughts on it.
Well, I mean, and someone just said it in the chat, and this is right. Mario Galaxy on the Wii might be the best game ever made. That Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 are, I'd have to look it up. At one point in time, they were the 2 highest rated games ever made, except for Ocarina of Time, I think, was number 1. And then Galaxy 1 and 2 are right there. Mario Galaxy was named the game of the decade. All right. We don't appreciate the greatness of Galaxy enough. All right. And so for all of the bullshit on the Wii, and I admit there's a lot, like, dude, I used to hate going into GameStop and seeing the wall of Wii games that was just like casual bullshit. And it was like, there was so much BS on it. But the Galaxy games, Mario Kart Wii was fantastic. Mad World, which doesn't get mentioned enough. Mad World is great on the Wii. Great game made by Sega, by the way. Obviously you had your Smash Bros, your Zelda games, all that, but the Galaxy games are truly all-time great games.
What about the great Star Wars games that were on those consoles too? Like, I mean, the Rogue Squadron series is something that Nintendo completely built, and I feel like that's one of the most underrated series of all time that people have just forgotten. Like, I loved Rogue Squadron, Rebel Strike, and Rogue Leader. Those games were just amazing.
Yeah,
and I think that
the best Star Wars game ever made was Battlefront 2 on the PlayStation 2.
That is not true.
That's the best Star Wars game ever made.
That is.
I mean, it's
Shadows of the Empire is pretty awesome.
KOTOR 1 and 2. I mean, you have Dark Forces 2. No.
Battlefront 2.
No.
How about this though? For another here's a sneaky little wild card. The DS. If you were a true gamer, like I remember back in school, if you were a gamer and if you didn't bring your DS to school and play it at lunch and play it on the playground or like whenever you had a free chance, like the DS for being handheld, it was freaking awesome, man. Isn't it like 2 or 3 all time?
It's number 2. It's number 2. Number 2. It's really close to the
DS.
PS.
Might be a sneaky little wild card for the like. It's not an at-home console, but it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play the DS that much. I did buy one because of Mario Kart games. I wanted to play them, but I've said I've never been a handheld gamer. I don't play my Switch handheld, but your point stands. Right. DS is something that people are going to remember forever, probably. Now, Mike, let's get back to Mike. Mike is impersonating Beardo tonight.
Here's the reason that I say fuck the Wii, because you have the Wii come out and everybody's like, wow, it's so cool or whatever. And they're like, wow, they're making money hand over fist, and everybody's like, wow. And then Xbox and PlayStation are like, how do we fucking get on in this? Let's make the Kinect and let's make, what is it, the PlayStation Move or whatever the giant dildo controllers were that they had. And so now and how many games did we watch that try to implement these fucking like motion controllers into their shit, and then they didn't sell because nobody wanted them, and we watch franchises get shelved because they were trying to introduce all this bullshit, motion controls and shit, and it fucking killed the games. And they're like, wow, I guess people just really don't like these games, and we watch those fucking games never get made again. Some of those franchises don't exist anymore. One of the last games Fable ever made was a fucking motion control game for the Kinect that nobody fucking wanted. That's the thing. It completely changed gaming, to me, for the worst. It was one of the worst things that ever happened. I listen, the DS, I thought the DS was great. I thought it was I thought it was very inspired. Yeah. I get what Nintendo is trying to do, but the fact is, you do something that makes a lot of money and really shakes things up, people are going to try to copy you. And them trying to copy what we did made gaming worse for everybody. Yeah, and but it even fucked up the Xbox
Zero
One
Ranger
launch.
just said it. It's not the fucking Wii's fault that the PS fucking Move and the Kinect were terrible.
It doesn't matter if it's not its fault. It's people trying to copy it. It did bad things for gaming. It had a massively bad impact on gaming. So fuck that console. If I could go back in time, I'd make sure it never got made.
But the point being is that the Wii proved that it had no real long-term effect on the game.
The Wii proved that it fucked up gaming for that time.
No, the Wii U proved that it had
It even fucked up the Xbox One launch because nobody wanted that fucking Kinect in their house.
play
No,
it. No one wanted to
Xbox
play
fucked
it.
That
up
was
their
Microsoft's
Xbox.
fault.
Yeah, Microsoft fucked up their own Xbox One.
It's
launch.
because they were trying to make that fucking Kinect marketable and profitable. So they said, you gotta have it with this console. And everybody's like, I don't want that fucking camera in my house watching me all the time. You know
I mean,
what?
it was the fact that it had to be on the
Fuck
entire
fuck
time.
the
Like it was
Wii.
always on.
Fuck that stupid
Couldn't
console. Fuck the
couldn't
Wii.
turn the thing off.
I understand your rage, Mike. I do.
And fuck the Xbox One too, because they fucked that up.
Yeah.
And look,
bad.
I'm even going to give you this. Like, there was a lot of shovelware on the Wii. There was a lot because everyone was trying to get there. But there's also a lot of shovelware on every single console you can imagine because everyone's trying to break in, right? There's shovelware on the Switch. There's shovelware on the PlayStation.
Sure.
It's insane. But when you look at the overall impact of what the Wii did, right? Look at where Nintendo was at that situation. They were third place in the console market. They needed to do something drastic, and the Wii was the big jump for Nintendo away from video game console to entertainment resource for everybody at home, right? They no longer wanted to compete with all the hardcore games. Nintendo went from trying to compete to saying, we're going to do what we do, and we're going to do it really well, and we're going to see everybody follow, which has happened year after year after year since then. The Wii was the line in the sand for Nintendo that totally, it was the code name for it was the revolution. It was the revolution. It totally changed you're right. It changed the course of gaming in a positive way because everything that Nintendo does is copied. You think about Nintendo releasing handhelds, right? What happened? The Game Gear came out.
The PSP.
People see success and they will attempt to follow it. That's going to happen with Ripa. It's going to happen with G&G. It's going to happen with everybody online. If there's any sort of success, people will attempt to copy it. And you take the good with the bad. It is what it is. Like, had the Wii not come out, where would video games be today? They would not nearly be pressing the boundaries that they would be. Yes,
it'd be a worse
absolutely.
place because Nintendo probably would be a third-party company at this point because the Wii saved Nintendo, and just because other companies tried to follow suit and try to be like Nintendo, it's not Nintendo's fault. Nintendo did what they needed to do to jumpstart their company because the N64, while iconic and everybody loves it and it's legendary, it didn't sell that well. And the GameCube, again, everybody loves it. It's iconic. It didn't sell that well. They needed to hit a grand slam beyond belief, and that's what the Wii did. And then they got caught up in their own success, thinking that the Wii success would carry over. And then the Wii U came out, and the Wii U was such a massive failure beyond anybody's expectations. What did it sell? Like 20 million copies, 30 million? Like awful.
And that further pushes home the idea that the Wii was the one-night stand for video games, right? That's because people did not go on. They didn't come back for that second night. They didn't come back for that second night with that Wii U. They didn't know what to expect. What was up with that, And but I think the bigger point of this conversation is like, what's the best game? You go to, well, what's the best game console in history, right? And this is a conversation that it's extremely subjective. But for me, I looked at this as, what are the best games of all time, right? And you talk about it. A lot of the best video games are Nintendo games, right? They're your Mario Galaxy.
Arguably.
I think, and I said this the other day, I think that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe may be the best pure video game of all time. Just when you think about putting a controller in your hand, enjoying it for a decade, and the constant support behind it, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe may be the best video game of all time. You got all the Zelda games. You got the Metroid games. Every major franchise in Nintendo is considered one of the best ever. And it doesn't matter how strong the console is. It comes back to the quality of the product, which is a consistent 9. It's a consistent 10. That is one thing that Nintendo has done. They've never rushed a product, and they do it well no matter the console.
And I just looked it up, by the way. Wii U sold 13 million copies.
Yeah,
My God.
Listen, I just got to go on record as saying I don't like that you're using logic. I don't like that you're being completely impassionate about this. If the Wii was a person and I had a shovel,
you Josiah.
Just saying, I didn't say. Listen, I don't know what you guys are talking about with this Josiah thing. I don't know what happened to him. He's making videos on his channel. He's very happy right now. But I'm just saying.
Well, you know what the crazy part is? We've been talking about the Wii, and we didn't even talk about Virtual Console,
right?
And how amazing Virtual Console was, because I can tell you it was a gateway, because I remember all the times that I would take the Wii to friends' houses, and they were casual gamers, and we'd play the usual Wii bowling, Wii Sports, all this bullshit, and then you fire up Virtual Console and you've got Super Mario World. You have all the classic Nintendo games there. You could buy them all, and and even to this day we're craving what that is, because yes, the Switch. The Switch with the expansion pass and all that stuff is cool because they, give you a curated set of games. Obviously, the features are even better because you can, do saves and all that stuff and rewind. That's pretty cool. But Virtual Console is still something that nobody has quite done again that way. Like, we're just going to give you our old catalogs. I guess Microsoft is probably kind of the closest that's kind of done it with their consoles, having digital archives of old games and constantly updating them and attempting to do that. But nobody has touched that. So, I mean, the Wii's making a better argument the more that I listen to it, Craig.
Hey,
it's making a better argument.
I got to give Doug B on Rumble says PC greater than console for 100.
Let's go.
Got to highlight that one. Doug B keeping Rumble going. There you go. Shout out to our Rumble.
We just keep ignoring PC. We're just like, yeah, it's better.
Well, again, specifically, it's because you can't really there's really no comparison. At the end of the day, I have fun with the console stuff. Like, I don't take it seriously. I don't I obviously feel strongly about certain things, but I own every system. I enjoy games from every system. It's not going to ruin my day if somebody prefers this system over my system. It's just bullshit. It's guys talking shit. It's just like sports. You just argue over shit and you have fun with it. But I don't truly I have my preferences, but I will say though, I did have a strong dislike for the Xbox after the 360 because of the Xbox One situation and how I felt that was worse for gaming than anything you're talking about with the Wii. The Xbox One, I think, was bad for gaming, very bad for gaming. Yeah. And Microsoft, that's the real effects to it, is you see the real effects aren't what happened in the moment. It's what happened after the fact. And Nintendo's back to dominating the industry. Yeah. Whereas the Xbox never really recovered from their E3 presentation.
I was just about to say,
everything.
I don't think Xbox has ever recovered since that launch of the or the announcement from Xbox One.
That was one of the
They've never recovered.
Fucking fumbles I've ever seen. That's
they did give us one really good thing though, Jeremy. They gave us Titanfall 1.
Yeah,
gave us Titanfall 1.
Technically,
every time I think of the Xbox One, I'm like,
technically it was on, but technically wasn't on PC as well.
I think if you bought it at the time, I don't really remember.
Because I bought an Xbox One specifically for Titanfall.
Yeah, that's why that's the game I was hyped. I even bought Titanfall 1 on 360, man.
Yeah.
Hey, well, let me. Oh, go ahead, Jeremy. I'm sorry.
No. I was gonna say I had it on 360 as well. Go ahead, though, Craig.
Well, let me say this about the Xbox launch, right? How they fumbled that, and you see the amount of games that aren't available on the PlayStation 5 right now, and all the games that aren't available on modern consoles, right? And they're starting to trickle out now, and I get that the Pandy had something to do with that, with development cycles and stuff. But what you're seeing Nintendo do, they are bucking their trend of releasing a console every 6-7 years, however many years it is. They realize that the Switch is still going strong. It goes back to what I said a few minutes ago, right? They want to release a quality product every single time, and with what the Switch is doing, talking about PC, with what the Switch is doing, and with Nintendo in particular, they're saying, look, we're going to ride this train for as long as we can still make good games for it. And everyone is so quick to push the Switch out the door, but the Switch is still selling gangbusters. Mm-hmm. Whereas if they were to go out the door and be like, hey, we're releasing the Switch 2, they would release it with how many games? They'd be in the exact same situation as the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and all that, to where there's no games on the console. Right? This is not 1991 where you can release a console with 2 games anymore. We talked about that the other day.
Nintend's smart enough. If they do a Switch 2 and hypothetically, like you're saying, Nintendo's smart enough, they would put all of the Switch games available to play on Switch 2 day one.
Nintendo wins when they release the Netflix for video games. When they release a virtual console that allows them to play their entire backlog of games, and you can pay $20 a month. Do you know how many millions of people will do that? You never want to worry about money. You make all your games, your entire backlog. You license all the Konami games. You license all the Capcom games. You license all the Rare games. And guess what? You are printing cash. That's it. It's an updatable service. Nintendo has something that no other video game company has, and that is nostalgia. They have childhood. They know you love Mario. They know you love Zelda. They know you love Samus. You can't say that for any other platform. You can't say that. You may like games on it, but you don't love the brands, the characters behind it. So
and because most of them are third party driven. A lot of like the PlayStation and Xbox side is third party driven, which sometimes they have exclusive rights to it and everything, but it's not the same as what we have with Nintendo. No doubt about that. Well, that was a good discussion. I know, Craig, you got to get out of here, man. So let them know where they can find you, man.
Yeah. You guys find me over on this at Side Scrollers podcast channel. We just passed 56,100 subscribers. Come join us over there. We're live Monday through Friday. We are off the rest of the week, but we'll be back on Monday live from the G&G house, which will be great. So hanging out next week with the guys, and we'll have some fun with that. It'll be great. So look forward to seeing you guys there. We got a bunch of clips going up over the next week throughout the weekend and stuff. We're gonna have content for you guys. So head on over there, subscribe. I'd love to see you guys on a day-to-day basis. Make us like your after show for G&G Daily, and come say hi. It's great. We see a lot of the 199 over there. We love and appreciate you guys. So thanks so much for your time, everybody, tonight. Mike, we'll work on your anger issues, and I'll make sure to get you a shovel and a Wii so you can take it out, buddy. I promise you that.
I appreciate that, man. You're always looking out for me, man.
Hey, appreciate you guys. Have a great night, everybody.
All right, later.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yep, thanks, man. You too.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Take it easy, Craig. All right, Stuttering Craig. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Okay, so real quick, let's talk about Ripa's favorite topic. The fact that Ripaverse is going to make more money than the Marvels. So this movie is going to make less than $100 million domestically at the box office, and it might not hit 200 million, although it thinks like it probably will hit 200 million worldwide, like probably like 220 or something like that. What the hell, dude? Ripa, what's the next step for Marvel? Are they going to learn from this, or are they going to keep going in the same direction?
They're in trouble. To conceptualize that, these guys are going to lose several hundreds of millions of dollars, not millions of dollars off of this film, hundreds of millions of dollars. Like at their floor right now is like $300 million that they're going to lose. Right. And it's going to be more than that. That is fucking significant. Yep. We talked about this, me and Drinker today, and the problem that they have is that they don't have anything like property that they can point to where they can say, this is where we turn it around. They have nothing. There's nothing on the horizon that people are looking forward to. Their best bet is probably Deadpool. I think they got pushed back, but I mean, if you want to throw that in there, I don't think it's fucking gonna be a world beater, but Agatha, Ironheart, Echo, Captain Falcon. These guys, they don't have anything. They don't have jack shit on a horizon where they could say, yeah, we can at least turn this bitch around at this given moment. So that's why I think the loss is significant, because we could sit up here and say, and I've made this point for a while, you should have fast-tracked your Fox properties. When you bought Fox, you didn't. So even if we were like, well, we know the only chance that these motherfuckers got is if they try to get the Fantastic Four and or the mutants and X-Men there, like in your universe, and centering it around them. If you're not gonna like recast people with Iron Man and all those guys, whatever, and you want to get around a newer bunch, the problem with that is that they got to get there first, and they don't have there's no path, right? That we don't have a real like honest casting for the Fantastic Four. There's no segue into that we know thus far until like the actual X-Men. Like they don't have shit, bros. They don't have anything. So that's what makes it so difficult. I mean, because think about it, Mike, movies take time to produce. So even if they woke up today, let's say they woke up today and say, you know what, fuck it. We're going to fast track some shit. We're going to put some stuff on pause and we're going to fast track some shit. How quick can they get it to you? That's like 5 years down the road. They haven't started anything. No. That's like 5 years down the road before that even manifests itself to something that people are going to look forward to. So it's less about, to me, the question is less about like if they can, like, let me preface it by saying this: they got to get there, and are they gonna last? I think it's the better question that we have. Can they maintain to get to a point to where they do the obvious, let alone them doing it? Can they get there? Because this isn't sustainable. They're not making money off of Disney Plus. That's where the Echo and all that shit going. Again, all of these other properties are losing money. Any movie, Captain America movie, they're about to shoot, they're doing reshoots. That's just dead on arrival. They're gonna lose money on that. Like, they got to get there first. And I just don't know. I don't know at what point does the loss become so substantial where they say, fuck it, pull the plug on this shit, shelf it, and maybe we come back and build another universe 10 years down the line because this shit is not working. I don't know. Or they sell off assets and someone else tries to give it a shot.
And I think that's more likely.
Well, hang on just a second. Side scrollers for $100.
Yes.
Shout out.
Go, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. GG19 represent. Now get your butts over here and subscribe. Thank you, Craig. Appreciate you, brother.
Shameless.
Hey man, you got to do what you got to do. But
gotta do it.
Man's built multiple businesses over the years. He knows what he's doing. But good to see that, man. And I did have a lot of fun with that retro gaming discussion over on his channel. And it's nice to just sit there and talk about shit. Like the gaming stuff is fun to talk about. It's a blast. Now let's get back to saying fuck Marvel. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say,
I'll be right back. Hold it down, you guys.
Yep.
Yeah. What else do they have to like lean on? They ruined Star Wars, made it completely unprofitable, and they're doing the remakes. But now they're starting to see that the remakes aren't getting as much hype and as much. They're getting a lot of blowback on the remakes now, and starting to see that that's a problem. So it's like at this point, it's like I don't know that they can right the ship. I think that they're just gonna have to run it into the ground and hope that they figure something out. Or like you said, I think the only other option they have is to sell off assets to other companies. But even Warner Brothers is struggling. They can't.
They're dead.
Yeah, they're like, hey, it's like, so who's going to come in and buy these companies? Like almost nobody's out there unless a new company comes out of nowhere with a ton of money and goes, hey, we just got the cash and nothing else to do with it. But like you said, yeah, I mean, those movies and stuff, if they announce tomorrow the cast for the Fantastic Four, say we got him, we know everybody we're going to do it with, we got a director, you still got to get a script that you got to get written. That takes forever because it's not just a guy writes a script and hands it in and says, let's do it. You hand it into producers. They all look at it and give their notes on it. And then you got to go back and redo it to a draft. And then the director looks at it and decides whether or not a director could walk in and just throw the whole draft out and be like, I don't want to do this movie. I want to do my own movie. So you just never know. But like you said, it 5-6 years on the road. And if it was a different company, if they had a plan, they knew what the fuck they were going to do, they could fast track a movie, maybe get it out in 2 years. But they don't, because they have too many moving parts, too many people got to have their fingers in the pie, too many people. It's just at this point, they're so big, and it doesn't make any sense why these movies are so fucking expensive.
It really doesn't.
It like they could make Deadpool and all these other movies for way cheaper, and these movies are, even if like it doesn't do super well, but it's an $80 million budget, you make $100 million. Like, okay, like that's not too bad.
But this is a point that I've been trying to make, and I'm seeing this across the board, man. I talked about this on Daily. I've talked about this for a few weeks now. Yeah. We are seeing something change with something like Five Nights at Freddy's on a $20 million budget. It's going to make $300 million worldwide. Yeah. BattleBit Remastered, a video game made by 3 guys, sold a couple of million copies. I don't know what the budget was for BattleBit Remastered, but it was obviously a small budget. 3 guys made it, and it sold millions of copies on Steam. Millions. Oppenheimer, a movie that had no green screen, no CG, nothing. Now, obviously, it had a pretty big budget, but it's still like, what did it have, like $100 million budget?
$100 million budget.
Made $950 million.
Star-studded cast.
Yes. Yeah. Like huge. So what we're seeing is people are connecting to more things that feel authentic. Cobra Kai is a classic example. When you watch Cobra Kai, are you sitting there going, man, the production is out of this world? No, it looks pretty low budget for the most part. Like, it's not like low, you know what I'm saying though. Right. Like people are tired of the CG fest, the overly produced bullshit. And it's the same thing that we have seen with the mainstream media dying, and people would rather sit there and watch YouTubers from their spare bedrooms or their garages or their basements talk about important issues other than watching the overly produced bullshit from the mainstream media. So when something is authentic, you can feel it. it can connect with you. And I'm seeing that whether it's video games, whether it's movies, whether it's the Rippaverse, whatever is going on out there, people are connecting to more independent things that have authenticity behind it, or things that just aren't overly produced with CG bullshit. You know what I mean? Things that have love and care that goes into it. I'm seeing that things are shifting from that perspective. And I think that we're going to see more and more of it as you see creative people reach out there and branch out and do things.
I mean, yeah, it's the budgets have been out of control. I don't know what it is. Even if they're VFX, anything that you're doing, you're going to spend probably most of your fucking money doing all of that shit. Shit costs a lot of money to do. However, you look at some of these movies, it doesn't seem like they're that fucking killer to where that would be killing their budget. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. And we saw this, people that have kept up with the comic book industry. I'm just giving you some harsh realities. The numbers just don't make fucking sense. They never have, to be completely honest, but they don't make any fucking sense. They're spending $300 million on that Marvel's film. And some of y'all actually went and saw it. I'm pretty sure your takeaway isn't that shit cost $300 million. There's no fucking way. So you have to ask yourself where the fucking money is going. And what happened is there was this pocket of time for Marvel in particular. I mean, if we want to make it unique to them, I think we kind of have to. They couldn't miss. And they were basically shitting out billion-dollar films. They got cocky. They figured we can just do that. And that's why they moved from that. Then you went into kind of some of the Eternal stuff. And they're spending all of this money on stuff that just isn't really getting a return. But what's happened is a lot of people, because it was really successful, flooded to be a part of this project, right? It was whether it was to advance their careers, whatever fucking reason that it was. And I think that's where a lot of the money's going. You see all these credits, all these fucking people that are part of it, producers and shit, they're getting fucking all of their cut. You want to call it money laundering? I don't know. Call it whatever the fuck it is that you want to call it. But Disney effectively for a pocket of time became Marvel the sugar daddy of everybody in the industry, which is why everybody they had it. So it was one of those things. So now sugar daddy's fucking broke, right? And it's funny money. It's really all that it's fucking funny money. It doesn't really cost that to make it happen, but it's costing that to make it happen. So at some point they're gonna have to pivot. The industry itself is gonna have to pivot, but this is where Marvel's fucked and Disney's fucked. Because nobody's going to want that to happen. Because in order to do that, that means there's going to be less people, as to Mike put, getting their hands in this fucking cookie jar. Nobody's going to walk away from that shit. Nobody wants to walk away from that. So you got to have less people and you're spending less money. That's something that I don't think they have the capacity. They don't have the people that are part of these companies that will want to turn around because they stopped getting paid. So it's like they'd have to shoot their hand. Fuck Biden. They had to shoot their own fucking hand that essentially made them their sugar daddy. They're not going to do it. So a lot of this entertainment stuff, I think Mike can speak to it a little more than me with film, but a lot of this entertainment shit is funny money, but a lot more of it is like optics. So when you see that as a regular Joe Blow and you're like, this shit doesn't make sense, trust me, it's because it doesn't make sense. It's not that you're fucking crazy. It's like, why are they spending $300? None of that it doesn't fucking make sense. It's the same thing that we did with the comic book industry, which Marvel and DC, as of right now, is the sugar daddy for the entire fucking comic book industry. People are broke as fuck, and nobody knows why. I'm like, well, y'all living off the sugar daddy right now. If that sugar daddy wasn't attached to that mega corporation, none of you motherfuckers, well, I won't say none, a quarter of y'all would actually be able to even eat off the comic book industry. So, of course, it's in their best interest to keep that shit propped up. That's the same exact thing that's happening in Hollywood right now. It's a sugar daddy that they need to exist that will maintain its prominence to be propped up, but it's fake. It's a paper tiger is exactly what it is. And at some point that shit's got to fall. And I think once it does fall, it's going to be very, very bad for the industry, not necessarily for folks like us, but there's going to be a lot of people out there fucking looking for jobs. I'm just being real with you. And they better be preparing themselves for it right now, because this shit ain't I know we rag on Marvel. I know I'm going on a tangent right now, but I know we rag on Marvel, but Marvel is not the only motherfucker struggling right now. Like Disney across the fucking board right now is laying duds. And some of these other fucking movie companies, we talked about Warner, are fucking struggling right now. They have a industry-wide fucking problem right now. And at some point that shit's got to collapse. It has to. It cannot sustain itself. And it's gonna be a lot of people out of fucking work. I'm just being completely honest. That shit is about as paper of a tiger as it can get.
Yeah. Well, going back to what Mike just said a little bit ago, is time and time again, how many times have we seen this where directors are attached and lined up with a certain property or a project and they drop out? They drop out. Star Wars, Marvel, it's always attached to Disney, where these directors are attached to a project and they always wind up dropping out, and they'll get 2 or 3 directors. And then what do? Because Disney is so cocky, like Ripa said, they have their head so far up their ass that they can't land anybody big. So they get these nobody activist directors that they can push around, that they probably don't have to pay very much, and they can tell exactly what the fuck to do. Like in the MCU, the best director that they probably ever had, like with the most credentials on, upon hiring them, was Jon Favreau. I mean, yeah, the Russo brothers are huge, but why are they huge? Because Winter Soldier was great. The Avengers were great. Like, the Russo brothers made a name for themselves because of the MCU. Jon Favreau was the best director that Disney has ever hired, like, off rip. And the fact that, like, on top of it, I don't know, this might just be a theory that I'm coming up with right now, but like, Disney recycles actors between all of their properties, between Star Wars, Marvel, and Lucasfilm. You see the same actors in Star Wars as you see in the MCU, or you see MCU actors go over to Star Wars. And yeah, you might have directors like Chris Nolan likes recycling his characters, but Chris Nolan is a single entity. He's just his own guy. But Disney as a whole, they bring in all these actors, they have them under contract, whether it's a 5 or 6 movie contract, but they'll use them in Star Wars or use them in Marvel, and it's just like, if the movie is shit, I mean, people are going to look at this, like Pedro Pascal. Take a look at Pedro Pascal, for example. The Mandalorian, people are done with The Mandalorian. It's like, oh, well, we still have Pedro Pascal under contract. Let's just make him Reed Richards, Yeah.
And that's not official yet, but that's a strong rumor out there. It hasn't been confirmed by Marvel yet, but a lot of people are running with that story.
Do it, you fucking cowards.
Yeah, but that's the thing, too. Like, I mean, the Russo brothers did something really awesome with Captain America. And everybody was really surprised by it. And then look what Marvel did. They said, "Oh, that's a known quantity that works for us. Let's just put them in charge of everything." So they directed what? After that, they directed Civil War, they directed Infinity War, they directed Endgame and stuff. And then they walked because they were fucking exhausted and they didn't want to keep doing Marvel movies. But that's the thing. Marvel started making so much money that they started becoming risk averse. They didn't want to innovate. They didn't want to keep trying. And that's the thing. We've talked about this a lot with this, the whole excuse of superhero fatigue. What it is that these companies just become lazy and want to be able to put it in neutral and not keep working hard. They don't want to have to keep involving themselves, and they don't want to take risks. They have formulas for this stuff. And I'm not just saying this, like, I know somebody will be like, well, formulas and stuff like that. We have people that I've worked with that are in the industry that tell you they have formulas for this stuff. They literally have like a formula on a computer. They plug in names and ideas and all this stuff, and it tells them how much money they should make on a property. And that is what they use to decide how they cast movies, what kind of properties they're making. And at this point, they got so used to putting out $200 million and making back $1 billion that I don't think they ever thought about the fact that they might start losing money on this stuff. But they also didn't keep trying to innovate. They go, oh, if we just take a person that's a nobody director and we just throw them in this movie and tell them what to do and tell them how to do it, then we'll keep making money. But it doesn't make any sense. And if you look at a movie like Shang-Chi, why is the director of Shang-Chi coming back and making all these other movies? Like, why do they keep, they just keep recycling the same people because they're risk averse. They don't want to take a chance, and they don't want a director with a definitive vision to step in and be like, yo, no, this is stupid. Why don't we do it this way? Because it means that they might lose money, or it might change the way they're doing things. But no, at the end of the day, they chose agenda and playing it safe over actually continuing to make good movies, and they're suffering for it.
Yeah, they ain't hiring Tarantino or Nolan to be making no Marvel movies. That ain't happening. that would go. Well, to Ripa mentioned something about like nobody's watching these movies and thinking like, oh man, this looks like it costs so much money. I was like, when's the last time I saw a movie that actually made me think about like, man, they put a lot into the budget and it's paying off. And there's only one movie in recent times that I can think of. Now I haven't seen a lot of stuff, but Dune's the last one. When I saw Dune, I'm like,
$100 million.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the point. Yeah, I think, and chat can correct me, but it didn't have the budget of the fucking Marvels. Like when I watch Dune, Avatar.
160.
Yeah.
Okay, Dune 1 was 165 million.
Still though,
for the budget.
That's still this. That's
still
like
half of the Marvel's budget.
That's like half the fucking Marvels. And when you watch Dune, you're like, bro, Dune, this is incredible. And they were putting a lot into this, and it paid off. But yeah, like the fact that the Marvels had double the budget of Dune is insane. I don't know. Well, Avatar, obviously, that was an insane budget they had on that one. James Cameron's a crazy person, but it paid off pretty well for him.
But they knew.
too.
But that's the thing, Jeremy. They knew it would pay off. That's why they were trying to get him to make this movie so fast. Because the thing is, James Cameron is somebody that doesn't let people push him around. He wants to do his own thing, and they knew they couldn't force him to make an Avatar movie until he was ready to make one. But the thing is, they knew they could give him that money and they'd make it all back. You know, I mean, it was a guaranteed slam dunk. But part of that is because of a director with a vision and a plan for what he wants to do, regardless of whether people think those movies are amazing or well written or whatever. They're a worldwide phenomenon. People love those movies. International markets love those movies. So they knew that they could trust that he's going to make something like that and do it. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like you said, 165 million for Dune 1, Dune 2, $40 million less than that.
Yep.
They're making these massive movies of these very popular IPs for way less than what it costs Marvel to make a movie.
Dude, Elemental had like a $200 million budget, I think. The Super Mario Brothers movie had $100 million budget.
Yeah.
Make that make sense.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Money, man. That's all it is. It's funny fucking money.
It absolutely there is no planet where that makes sense to me. These Pixar movies have $200 million budgets. The Super Mario Brothers movie starring Chris Pratt, one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, starring Jack Black, a Nintendo IP, is done for $100 million, half the budget.
I think especially for, and you know, I've just been doing a lot of research kind of on this topic, and I get it. I may be in a minority on this. Excuse me, Jay, on that. But when the whole comic book shit, like especially is through the casting, to me, is where you save the most money, right? I don't understand, at least initially, right? I don't understand why they try to chase all these fucking names. First of all, I don't think we don't really think about it. I mean, there's popular actors and actresses, but they ain't no fucking like superstars like that. Like, unless when we were coming up, like there's some guys that people like, right? But very, very Tom Cruise, right? Maybe Leo, right? Well, you like there was a point
now.
Yeah, right now. Right now.
Chris Pratt.
I don't even think he's like
the biggest star.
Like when I say a superstar, I mean like motherfuckers are going to see the movie because of you.
There's nobody like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, but outside of that,
but that's the thing.
Ain't nobody watching.
I don't think there's that many anymore.
Robert Downey Jr. was unhireable before he did Iron Man. He was Robert Downey Jr. was unhireable in Hollywood, completely blacklisted.
Yeah.
The only reason he got into Iron Man was because Mel Gibson gave the studio the money to give him the insurance for it, because nobody wanted to hire that guy. So he wasn't anybody before those movies. That movie jump-started his career. So like Ripa's point, yeah, he's right. There's not.
It's not like it was. But the reason why I bring that up is because comic book to me and comic book characters, right? To me, like the characters are who's selling them. This is why I don't understand why they don't recast. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, I mean, yeah, it sucks that I think Boseman even himself probably was like, just fucking recast the role, right? But the reason why I say that is that for you guys that don't understand what goes on in movies, right? Obviously, I would say probably like 90% of what you're seeing on screen, right? Outside of them talking to each other and shit, they're not the ones doing their own fucking stunts, right? None of those guys are fucking doing any of that shit. It's just a bunch of fucking stunt actors. So for me, there are people that could, I know for a fact, could act a role They might not have the name that a lot of these, I don't know, fucking Chris Evans, which again, I think he's shit, overrated a little bit, but that's
not a movie star.
Opinion.
Not a movie star.
Yeah, not a movie star by any means. But you don't need that shit to carry I think comic book shit is such a slam fucking dunk as far as making money off of it. The story's already largely been fucking told for you. Get someone that can look the role, act the role. I don't care if they're a fucking Z-lister, right? Get them in there and make the fucking movie that everybody else wants to see. But that's not how Hollywood operates. Hollywood, it's the reason why all these mass fucking heroes got to take their fucking Spider-Man with his mask is retarded. Even when I had this complaint about Spider-Man 1 through fucking 3. Why is the motherfucker's mask always off? That doesn't make
I love Spider-Man 2 so fucking much, but this he always takes his mask off. And I'm like
it's so fucking dumb. Like, why are you always fucking taking your mask off? That's fucking stupid. But when you understand these guys have clauses, they have to have a certain number of screen time, a certain amount of screen time on it. Rarely do you get Judge Dredd, right? Whether do you get an Urban where it was like, hey, come on, I'm the character, like I am going to act the motherfucker out of this role, but it's because I'm Judge Dredd. I'm not. It's not about me. Yep. And I feel like if they had that approach from the casting on up and down to how they produce film, it's not about trying to just advance individuals' careers. It's about trying to do the best version of the character that fucking dates all of these motherfuckers. The formula, you want to talk about formulas, is already there. Hollywood is too arrogant, too cocky, too narcissistic to follow that shit because it's always about them. So that's why you get such weird adaptations and weird depictions of these characters, because they simply, it has to be their own fucking spin, right? People got to see me. It's got to be about advancing myself. Comic book media should be the easiest fucking movies to make. That should be a slam dunk. You don't need 100%. a star actor or any. That shit should be a fucking slam dunk, man.
Yep, absolutely. And to the point, to a large degree, it like Chris Evans, who I say not a movie star, but as Captain America, he's fantastic.
Okay,
I think he's fantastic as Captain America. I remember when he was cast as Captain America, and I remembered he was the Human Torch. I'm like, wait, the guy from Not Another Teen movie, you know what I mean? Like, that guy can't be Captain America, but it worked, you know? And the more unknown somebody is, like me and Krista were talking about this today about like the casting for Link and how she was like, I think that it's someone that we're not going to know, kind of like the Luffy situation with One Piece, you know, like bring somebody in that we don't really know and have any, because it's
someone new and fresh.
Yeah, because it's about the character.
It's about the character first.
It's not about so the less you know about the person that's being cast in the role, the better. The less you know about them, because it's about the character. And so you're right though. It is. It's literally simple when if you have the right mindset in place, but none of the people involved have the right mindset in place right now.
And like, I think the Ripper brought up a really good point. Like Carl Urban's Judge Dredd. First of all, part of the reason that movie failed was because they tried to market it as a big 3D movie. They would have just left it the fuck alone and just marketed it as a good Judge Dredd movie. I think it would have done better. But like, it's picked up a lot of steam behind the scenes, so much so that even though it didn't make a lot of money, like they were like, I actually don't even know if it made money. I think it might have lost money. But like, either way, they almost got a sequel made from that because of how much behind the scenes pressure they were getting from audiences. But yeah, Carl Urban, he read the script. He read a ton of Judge Dredd comics. Oh, surprise, surprise, read the source material. He said he never takes off his mask. And they're like, yeah, no, he doesn't. He's like, cool, then I won't ever take off my fucking mask. Yep. And here's the thing too, and this is a smaller version of it, but it was something that I thought was interesting. Like, even the fucking Mandalorian, they cast Pedro Pascal. You don't see his face until like what, the season finale? Like he, you know, and I know he wasn't always in the costume stuff, but the point was like that whole faceless hero thing that they try to argue isn't marketable and stuff is bullshit.
It's bullshit.
It's an excuse
100%
for actors. Yeah, it's just an excuse for actors to be able to show their face as much as they want. And another perfect example of an IP that got fucked over with a character that never takes off his mask. Fucking Halo.
The
fucking porn parody of Halo. Master Cheeks, every fucking chance he got to take that mask off his face, he was doing it in the middle of combat, bullets whizzing by, watching people's brains blown out, and he just ripped his helmet off. He's like, I can't see out of this fucking thing. Oh, let me go take off my pants too, show my ass cheeks again to everybody. It didn't make any sense. But here's the thing, Master Chief is one of the most popular characters of all time when it comes to video games. He's one of the most iconic video game characters of all time. We have never seen his fucking face. And it didn't matter. It resonates with audiences. And they can be like, well, it's because you feel like you're No, I don't feel like I'm fucking Master Chief. It's just a good fucking game, and I like it. And I want to see him succeed, and I don't need to see his fucking
Don't get me started on Snake Eyes. Don't get me started on that fucking Snake Eyes movie.
And here's the thing. When they made the fucking G.I. Joe movie, you never see Ray Park's face.
Never.
And he was still he was my favorite part of that movie.
Yeah.
We got flashbacks.
We got the flashbacks because that's fine as a kid, but because like Snake Eyes is a mysterious character, and that we don't need to see his face. And we've seen brief moments of his face in the comics with like, you know, the how his face was basically deformed through an accident, but the fact that they like his skin color did play a part into like the story about like him and Storm Shadow and the animosity, because he was a Western, you know, white guy with blonde hair and blue eyes, you know, and the fact that he was, you know, the favorite, and the fact that he superseded, you know, Storm Shadow, there was like animosity, like you're an outsider. Like they were close, but then he got so much better than him. You could tell such a good story. No, let's cast Henry fucking Golding and never give him like he never wore his fucking mask until anyway. Fuck that movie, man. Fuck that movie. I'm glad that fucking movie,
like
that fucking movie made like $20 million worldwide.
On the main poster, like, does he not have his mask on? Like,
well, so the final shot of the movie, he has the mask on, I think, and they used that in the marketing. It's literally the final shot of the fucking movie. It's the only time he had the mask on. But yes, they did use that in the marketing. They sold the character with the mask on and the toys. They had the posters. All the marketing had the fucking mask on. But it's like, anyway, like literally, that Snake Eyes movie simply thinks that if you're Asian, you know kung fu. You exist to do nothing but fight. That's
it's really fucking funny that you say that, Jeremy. Because I actually had a situation with that today. So, I don't know if you saw, Rolo actually posted this in chat. They also just announced that they're making another Karate Kid movie.
Oh man.
Well, now is this tied to the Cobra Kai stuff? Like
Daniel, what's his name? Not Daniel.
Ralph Macchio.
Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan are both coming back in this movie. So I don't know if it's here's the thing. They announced that they were looking for they were looking for casting. They're like, yo, go to this website, sign up. You can try out for the movie. Shit like that. If you go to the website and look at the casting for the movie, it's specifically looking for an Asian actor between the ages of 15 to 17. Like, and if you fit this role, you can maybe get cast in this movie, because the new trend is only Asian people know anything about karate. I mean, why? You know, it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, man, it's crazy.
I see. They announced a project a while back with, but I don't remember, like there was some kind of connection with Ralph Macchio being involved in it, but I don't remember the specifics. And you're saying that there was another announcement today of a different one, because they had already made an announcement about this.
You can go to Karate Kid Casting. It's on Sony Pictures Entertainment, and it's an open casting call for a new project. And it had Ralph Macchio and it had Jackie Chan in together. They weren't together. It looked like they're in different sound stages, but they spliced them together. And they're talking about that they have open casting for a new Karate Kid movie.
See, man, like I would have to. I think that I've got this story right, but I believe the people that brought back Cobra Kai, I believe that they were mega fans of the Karate Kid franchise. Mm-hmm. So they had this idea that they wanted to revive this all of these years later, and that's why it worked so fucking well, because it was done by fans who said, "Hey, you know," because again, I'll tell the story like I've told it 1,000 times. When I heard that there was a Karate Kid reboot on YouTube fucking Red, and I was like, this sounds like the worst idea ever. I'm not watching that bullshit. And then it came out, and this was around the time post Last Jedi, and everybody's like, bro, if you hate the Last Jedi, you gotta watch Cobra Kai. I'm like, the fucking YouTube series with the couple of guys I thought were dead? I don't want to see this. And people kept saying, like, you gotta watch it, and I watched it. I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. But it was done by fans, like fans that were they were fans of the Karate Kid franchise, and they wanted to bring it back, and it was done the right way. That's a rarity. That's a very rare thing. So now, you know, this is always how it goes with Hollywood, is when something's successful, and then the corporate greed starts getting involved in it. You know what I mean? So,
but yeah, this is straight up official announcement, man. Yeah, I was absolutely shocked. But my favorite part is the website. It says they're looking for an actor to portray a Chinese or mixed race Chinese character between 15 to 17 years old, and all that stuff. And at the very bottom, they say that make sure. We're all about diverse, inclusive casting, so it doesn't matter. Just send in your.
Gay, man. Like,
they said, regardless of disability, race, age, color, national origin, ethnic origin, or any other basis prohibited by law. They're like, just send it to us. It don't matter, but like, this is what we're looking for. So you already know who's getting cast. Yeah.
Well, we already. Oh, actually, I have a clip of them actually saying it.
Never apologize for standing up for an LGBTQ2 plus.
Never gets old, bro. Never gets old. God, what a cringe! Stop with the cringe, man. When nobody cares about this shit. Doug a B for 50 on Rumble. Says Michael Keaton was friggin' Mr. Mom right before he was cast as Batman in 1989. I was like, Mr. Mom is gonna be Batman? What the freak? But look how good it was. Iconic, man. Iconic. Yep. Again, we all remember the Heath Ledger jokes that he cast as Joker. Brokeback Mountain's going to play Joker. And that turned out to be pretty good. So at the end of the day, and it's part of a bigger discussion, but we've had this discussion a lot. But like when superhero films are cast, there's always going to be a massive amount of criticism. But suddenly when it's a non-white dude getting criticized, they build a narrative that toxic fans are criticizing the latest casting. And it's like, dude, none of y'all could handle what Ben Affleck went through when he was cast as Batman. I'm sorry, because that's the most hate I've ever seen. It's the most hate because he's the most famous, because he's probably the most famous person that was ever cast in a prominent superhero role. Like at the time of his casting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know I've told the story before, but like straight up, I remember seeing the announcement, and my wife was like, "Hey, they just announced a new Batman." I said, "Listen, as long as it's not Ben Affleck, I don't care who they cast. I'll give it a shot. That's not even a joke." And I saw it. I fucking almost broke my computer. I walked out of the room. I was like, "What the fuck? This is a joke. It's got to be a fucking joke." They heard me say it. I know they're fucking with me. Yeah.
I was excited when he got cast. I was like, "Ooh."
I actually was too, because the fact that I didn't like it's funny, but I'm a huge fan of Affleck. I'm a huge fan of not as a director, as an actor. And when he was cast, I was like, because again, I'm a Nolan guy, Christian Bale, love his Batman, but I was fine moving on from that. You know what I mean? And when Affleck was cast, I was like, this fucking works, bro. This does.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was excited too.
And then I saw him in his Batman t-shirt, like out in public. They got a photo of him in the Batman t-shirt. I was like, oh. That was really good.
My second thought.
That first photo of him next to the Batmobile.
Yeah.
My brain immediately went to, we're going to get a Ben Affleck directed Batman movie, and that's going to be fucking awesome.
Sadly, we didn't.
He is a very good director.
This meme right here is a complete subject change. This meme is fucking with me, man. I never thought about it like this.
Yeah.
They're freaking jacked, man. Kangaroos are freaking
jacked. Kangaroos are just deer who went to prison. I never thought about it like that, but that's pretty damn accurate.
That's crazy. Bro.
Kangaroos will drown you.
I know.
Yeah, they'll drown you.
Everything in Australia wants to kill you. Don't go there.
Yeah.
They get tails and crazy legs.
They'll legit drown you.
All right, we got to read some super chats. This has been a damn good stream tonight. We are going live for our Fortnite stream on Geeks Gamers Play after this. So make sure you're subscribed to Geeks Gamers Play, and also Jay will be live tomorrow for Kiss My Grass. It's a stupid game. God. Anyway, Beardo, take it. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
I wanted to address the minorities. Not stuff. Cozy Ripa, did you hear the announcement for that new movie they got coming out?
What movie?
So they announced this. It's not a joke. This is a real movie. I think I can say this on stream. The American Society of Magical Heroes.
Did you see that?
I didn't see like what it was about or anything. I did see that. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like
Yeah,
It's
it's a
black
real
girl
movie
magic.
starring David. Yeah, and it's supposed to be about like a secret society of magical black
Magical
people.
Negroes.
Magical black people.
Who specifically their whole job in life is to make white people's lives easier.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the premise of the movie. How you feel about that?
Oh man,
this guy's boring, man. I don't know what the fuck.
I have never been more excited for a Ryan Kennel review.
Yeah, one of the first things I saw about it was somebody posted on Twitter.
Can we play the trailer? I'm not going to comment on it. You and Ripper can.
You can show the trailer.
Pull it up. I'm not even gonna be the one that's pulling this one up. I'm staying.
You can't even. If you type it on YouTube, it will not finish the last word. It just says the American Society for, and it leaves it like that.
I saw people talking about it. I have not seen the trailer though. Like it,
Bro,
I kind of. You got to pull it up. Pull it up.
Yeah. Somebody on Twitter posted about it, and they're like, "Yeah, I'd like to go see that Magical Negroes movie," and he gets beat to death in the lobby. Because what are you gonna? You can't even say the title without getting in trouble. Like, what do you? I don't know, man. I made a joke about it, but I wasn't kidding, man. Like, I don't know. They're wilding with these new movies. They're just like, yeah, we'll just, I don't know, make a movie about magical black people. Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go. Is it already been ratioed? Let's see the dislike. Oh yeah, it's already been. Yeah, it's already ratioed. Okay, so I don't know. I'm gonna be very. We're just gonna watch this. Okay.
Hold on. I don't think that's a real trailer. Actually, Steph. It's the teaser. The teaser's only like 30 seconds long. Yeah, because there's actually like a fake.
It's not on Twitter.
Yeah, there's actually like a fake trailer out there, but that's not real. Bro, I just couldn't believe that was even a thing. Like, but yeah, it's a real thing. Yep.
This is so bad. Look where we are.
Like I said, I just had to mention it to Rippa. I knew he was going to feel really strongly about that because he loves movies. I know you like to go see every movie you can in the theater. So,
well, hey, while they're looking for that, I know, is MCU fan still here? Is MCU fan still in the chat?
Yeah, he's having a breakdown. He's having a really hard time right now.
Yeah,
he's having a tough night.
He's having a tough night. He's about to have it a little bit tougher.
He's not invited to Thanksgiving, Krista.
Mike, hold on. I got it.
Well, so on Cobra Cast, we play this for MCU fan occasionally. So, because hang on, don't share your screen yet. So for MCU fan right here, this is for MCU fan. Shout out to Krista Nova. Here we go.
Hey Cobra Cast, I just want to let everyone know that Ron DeSantis gave me back my boots that he borrowed from me last night. Here they are. So yeah, it's, really nice to know that Ron shares the same shoe size as I do. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, I got my boots back, and I'm glad that he also rocked it, as I will.
MCU fan.
That's amazing.
Dude, the Ron DeSantis boot memes are the greatest thing I've ever seen, dude. I think.
Bro, he's sitting the way he was sitting in that chair, bro. You knew he felt he was feeling himself. He's like, man, I feel so tall in these boots.
All right, what you got, Steph? All right, so this is 30 seconds. Is that how long this is?
24 seconds.
All right, here we go. Oh my God.
It's on Twitter, so hopefully it'll stay.
Welcome to the American Society of Magical Negroes.
The name
is that David Allen Greer.
Magical black people, or I guess that doesn't have the same ring.
Yay.
So was it Harry Potter Hogwarts? Is that what this is?
I mean, I guess so.
It has 1.4 million views.
Yeah, it does.
On Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It does.
Holy crap, dude.
Yeah,
that does. It's totally got like a Harry Potter.
I was about to say, it's like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
What they're going for.
Only in theaters, March 22nd. We're gonna go watch it together, everybody, all of us.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh man. That's so bad.
There was a video of some guys like, yeah, can I go see the 11:30 showing? And they're like, what movie? He's like, come on, man. Like,
don't make me say
that. Don't make me say this.
Look at the chat. Hood warts.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Oh no.
All right, Beardo, let's go.
All right, Jay Schwabach for a 50 over on Locals. Jay, when are you going to book Don Jr. on Tuesday night's main event? You are the booking agent, damn it. Just ask. I beat, but I think he meant I bet. You've never even asked. Call Benny. He'll hook us up. Happy Thanksgiving to you all.
Look at that, Jay. Jay's not even here. He's getting $50 super chat sent to him.
Nice.
Look at that. Zanaximus for 50. More gaming conversations, please. These are always great.
Yeah, you guys, like, again, shout out to Hayden, who was a driving force behind it, but we have shifted this over to more of a gaming centric. So we do Geeks and Gamers daily, Monday through Friday. We're obviously entertainment heavy there, but having more gaming centric discussions is very important. So good stuff.
The trucker Rob for a 20 says, "Hail Mike."
God dang it, Cam, man.
What do you say?
God dang it, Cam, man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I love somebody said in the comments, he said, that's literally the title of the movie, Ryan Kennel. Like, bro, I'm dying to meet for that movie. You're going to be so
Every once in a while, Cam Man has a really good one.
Yeah.
It's not always, but once in a blue moon, Cam Man has a really good one.
Yeah.
Trucker Rob for 20 says, "Hail Mike."
Hail Mike.
Thank you for 20. Tomac for 20 says, hashtag Sunset Riders got robbed.
Yeah, Sunset Riders, we should have discussed that more. Sunset Riders is awesome. So if you have not played Sunset Riders, basically it's Contra. It's a Western Contra. And I think it's on PSN now and Switch.
Sweet.
Tomac for a 20. For the PlayStation 2 versus SNES question, what library has the higher killer versus filler percentage?
I would argue PS2 probably has more filler than SNES. I don't know though. I mean, dude,
I think you'd probably be right.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. By the way, so I did do the second poll, and PS2 beat Xbox 360. So I think at this point, the only thing that I think could compete with PlayStation on console side, I mean, I guess maybe the N64 because the generational might do better, but I think PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4 is about the only things that can compete with it at this point in time. Listen to all that typing from Chris and Steph. I can't even tell who it is now.
Sorry.
I guess
My bad.
Maybe the Switch,
I forgot.
Alpha Vray for $20. Hello from Tampa, y'all. Excited for MegaCon, especially Ripa. Got my signed copies of ISOM 1 and 2 and Alpha Core. Going with Ripa. Sega Genesis favorite, but I think the 360 was the most prolific with a third-party game, plus Xbox Live.
Yep.
Steve, 89 for 20. Hail, Geeks and Gamers. Glad to be back with you all again. You guys always make my Tuesday night.
Nice.
Shout out.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Brett Wolf for 20. Best Star Wars games ever are PC, TIE Fighter, X-Wing, and TIE versus X-Wing.
Nobody mentions Revenge of the Sith.
Ooh, Revenge of the Sith.
Nobody talks about
awesome.
That was a good game.
Love that game.
Yeah.
Nobody mentions it.
I never lost a fight in that game. Yeah.
I'm going to save this one for when he gets back.
Jedi Knight. Kyle Katarn, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Kyle
Dark
Katarn is
Forces.
great.
Yeah. I love that he went from he's like this rogue fighter and stuff like that, and then he became a Jedi, bro. Oh my gosh, that was so good.
The multiplayer in that game was great too. It was a lot of fun. I remember Luke, if he falls off the abyss in Nar Shaddaa, he screams for 30 seconds. And you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Javier Miley for $2. My chainsaw is always ready.
Malay.
All right.
Yeah, that's the new president of Argentina.
Oh, okay.
He's a
badass, man.
He's a badass.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Make a wish for $2. Why is Jay the unofficial furry? Question mark. We'll have to ask him. Bird up for $10. Hail to the 199. Do you guys have any opinions on the Atari 2600 Plus?
Hey, we got that one.
Yep,
we got that one. All right. Crazy
Mm-hmm.
Clanton for a 10. Beardo, what's up with your take on Craig's Utah hat from last week? Utah is my home state, and I'm a founding member of your Kick channel. Go Utah. WD-40 for $2. Jay for President 2028. Thank you for the $2. Jay Saggy Orange Ugandan Titties for $5. Jeremy, I made it home safe to Shreveport. From Mineola.
He was having a rough time this morning on Daily. He was typing some weird shit in the chat, and we were like, "Are you drunk?" Or Ryan was like, "What's going on?" So,
made it home safe to Shreveport from Mineola. Sorry for the typos on Daily. Went full tardo. Never go full tardo. Hail to tonight's main event, and happy birthday, Melanie.
Yes, happy birthday to Melanie Mack. Shout out to her. She's not here this week, obviously. I'm sure she'll be back next week. But yeah, shout out to Melanie Mack.
Here we go. A huge super chat from Chris Benoit for 10.
Oh, damn.
You guys ready?
Nope.
Hi, Jay. You play simulators. Do you think a father simulator would be fun? I'm thinking of making one. Would a game based on my fatherly skills work? Would you stream it? My son would love to see you play it.
Damn. We'll let Jay know.
Yeah, we'll let him know. Thanks for the 10. Bird up for 10. I'm a Sega guy all the way. Master System, Genesis, Game Gear, Dreamcast, even the Saturn had cool games. I'd love nothing better than for a Sega to return to the console market, make Sega great again.
I would love that too. I mean, it's never probably going to happen, but it would be cool if Sega made a return to the console market. It would be fantastic. But what's crazy, dude, is like the consoles are insane today in terms of like how many they're selling compared to what they sold back in the day. Like when we were kids, when we were younger, it seemed like every single person, and it's mainly because there's just so much more today in terms of entertainment. It was like when we were kids, whoever it is, whether you're the SNES, or if you are, the 64 era or the PlayStation 1 or the Xbox, it seemed like everybody had a video game system. You know what I mean? It was the thing. It connected all of us. There are substantially more systems being sold today, but because there's so much more going on, it doesn't seem like everybody has a system anymore. You know what I mean? But I mean, the Switch is the best-selling home console ever for Nintendo. I mean, the Switch has sold like 120 million copies. The NES only sold like 40, I think, million.
Yep.
So we're selling more than ever. So Sega, there's room for you in the market, but they won't return.
Mad Dog Gamer for $5. I have a wife who's black and deaf, but somehow when I shout black girl magic, she responds by saying, I didn't vote for Biden, so I ain't black.
Yeah.
Shout out. Udite for $10. Grew up with and loved Sega myself, but I'm not one of those bitter douches who hates on Nintendo or whatever. I love them all. Genesis has my favorite game of all time, though.
Hell yeah. Genesis is awesome.
Shout out. Fear the Redo for $5. Here's some cash to start a Beardo Hooked on Phonics fund. Thank you. Foul Mouth for $10. PC is better than Switch. Switch is better than Wii. And Wii is better than GameCube.
Say that one more time.
PC is better than Switch, and Switch is better than Wii and GameCube.
Well, Switch is better. I mean, Switch is arguably the best Nintendo consoles since the SNES for sure. So,
Christian Rocker for $5. Alec Baldwin was on Saturday Night Live. Good to see him get another shot. Hail the 199. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving and God bless. Hey Jay, how's the arcade?
You know, it's weird when Alec Baldwin gets a mention. Wait, was he really on Saturday Night Live? Really?
Oh no, I'm checked out.
I that would be shocking, but it's weird that Alec Baldwin gets mentioned on a Geeks Gamer stream without it being Alec Baldwin's finger.
Yeah.
He don't miss though. He don't miss. I got to look this up. There's no way he was on. There's no way.
Big Mike for $10. We're all thinking it, but I'll just say it. We're all here for Steph, everyone's favorite big booty Latina. Thank you, Steph, for all you do. P.S. G&G Plays is lit as fuck.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Demonic Rebellion for $2. I wish that wish pair of dice wasn't working out. That wish pair of dice wasn't working out.
Guessing it means like Wish from like the Chinese website, the Chinese Amazon website. So
all right, thank you.
I don't see the thing with Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin's finger says, "Yo, what's
hey
up?
yo,
hey yo."
I didn't see
shout out.
Yeah, I don't
like
think he was
Scott
on
Hall. Hey yo, hey yo. All right, good shit. What
the
up,
malware
what up,
for 10.
ABF. What up, man?
The malware for $10. I'm an internet installer now, and I see a ton of Wiis in people's houses still. I'm not too surprised by that.
I've talked about this before, but like, so when I first played a Wii and played the bowling, I was taking it so fucking seriously, man. I'm like getting my form, kicking my leg, getting the turn. I'm bowling. I'm like, fuck yeah, man. And then one of my friends just sits down on the fucking couch and did the same thing. I'm like, fuck you. You just might as well tell me Santa Claus isn't real, bro. Come on, man. Like, why are you destroying me? Why are you destroying me? But yeah, I did. I was all getting the form. I'm into it, man. I'm hitting strikes. I'm like, what's up? And he just sits down. He's like,
so I had to do.
Like, everything I knew was a lie.
Home run derby?
Everything. Everything I knew was a lie.
I had to see Jeremy. He's like, oh. Strike. That's a strike.
Here we go. Ripa's back. All right, Ripa, this is for you. Mad Cat for 10. Ripa, I'm an active duty service member, Navy IT. I should have my BA in cybersecurity before I retire. Can I apply for a job in your company? I retire May 22nd, 2026.
2026.
Man, shit, a whole lot might change. I don't know what the fuck is gonna be going down in 2026.
Yeah, that's a long ways off.
That's a long ways away. But
ask again in
let's say this. Let's just hope that Ripaverse has grown times 10 in between now and then, and if that's the case, Ripa will certainly have some key positions.
I have some positions open at that point if we grow like that, for sure.
Let's go.
Hey, but shout out, man.
Yep, shout out. Argentinian Alpha Core guinea pig for $2.
Oh fuck!
What's up, Eric? We know where your hamsters live.
What?
They're on steroids, so
Yeah.
They're
gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Captain Hyrule for $5. Me during Thanksgiving dinner. I am not gay. I eat mashed potatoes with a spoon and eat corn the long way. That's actually pretty good one. Sandrock for 5. Yo, Jeremy, Machine Gun Kelly is a bad choice for Link, true enough. Who's the worst choice for Zelda? Zegler or Larson or Fox?
I mean, at least Megan Fox is nice to look at. I mean, none of them are objectively horrible looking chicks, but I would probably take Megan Fox out of all those three.
Damn.
And that's not a compliment. Like, I do not like Megan Fox, but I would probably have to pick her out of those three.
I don't know.
The Drunken Sailor for $5. Love you guys. It's been a hard day and not good for me at all, but happy Thanksgiving for everyone.
Hang in there.
Yep, hang in there, man. Hopefully your day gets better. Yo Pops for $2. Craig's first console was a hoop and a stick. All right. Chris B for 5. Quick question, just for the minorities on the panel. Chili with beans or without? Hey.
I don't want to answer that question.
I like chili with or without beans. It just depends on the recipe.
Without.
Depends on the recipe.
With.
Gregory Leiber for $5. The Switch is a more technology advanced Wii U. Changed my mind.
Oh man, no way. It's totally different console.
What did he say?
The Switch is a more technology advanced Wii U.
I mean, I think that they learned their lesson. I think it's an evolution of the Wii U. I mean, obviously the Wii U had the gamepad and everything. So I think it's the proper evolution. I think they learned some lessons from the Wii U. Again, I think the Wii U's biggest problem was the branding. And
could just call it the Wii 2 and it would have done much better.
Yeah, like it just needed, like, Wii U is a terrible fucking name. It's awful. It's awful. Like, what's the point? What does it even mean? It's terrible.
Well,
like,
what's it even about?
I know.
What is this?
Marketing was the biggest problem with the Wii U. It had a really good library of games. I enjoyed it. But yeah, the Wii U's terrible. Name.
Sketch for $5 and a penny. Really enjoyed you guys playing Mario Party yesterday. The funniest parts for me was Jay's misfortune. Hope you guys play it again.
Yeah, we probably will. Again, make sure you are subscribed to Geeks and Gamers Play all those gaming streams would be happening over there, including the Monday stream.
A Menti for $5. You still haven't talked about Star Citizen, LOL. Got to check out that Star Engine summary video and Squadron 42 gameplay.
Yeah, Minty's on me all about
Squadron 42 looks pretty badass. It's got Wing Commander all over it. I think the biggest surprise about Star Citizen is that for years it looked like it was going to be this massive, like Ponzi scheme almost, and then Cloud Imperium Gaming is actually coming out with something that looks like a legit product. I know, for better or for worse, Mark Hamill is going to be in it as like squadron leader. You know, I guess the head of the wing on whatever ship you're on. And the game's really evolved from, it looked like it was just going to be almost like a space sim flight simulator. At least Squadron 42 is like the single player campaign of Star Citizen. And now it's just evolved into something that looks pretty fucking legit. I'm excited about playing that. I'm a sucker for anything fighter pilot, starfighters, all that stuff. That's my wheelhouse. That's what I've always been into. So I'm looking forward to it.
What happened, Jeremy?
Super chats on Streamlabs. I'm sorry for laughing through that, but New Jack has a couple of Streamlabs.
Oh, for Chris Benoit?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh man.
Do you have it up? Or
You
not?
want me to get to him right now?
Yes.
All right. So over on Streamlabs, New Jack for 20. This is part 1 of 2. Heard that punk ass bitch Chris Benoit was talking shit. You still have the balls to call yourself a family man? Bitch, you can't even handle raising 1 kid. Motherfucker, I raised 4 kids. I'm the real family man, you bitch ass coward. And you know what, Chris? I know you're the one spreading lies about me having 5 kids. I don't raise no punk ass bitches like yourself. I have 4 kids. How about I do you a favor and sign your death certificate for you? You can borrow my stapler. Your forehead has a room, bitch. Did I read that correctly?
That was good. That was
Okay.
good.
Damn, bro. Damn.
Oh shit!
Thank you, New Jack, for the $30.
Damn.
And Akmaman over on Streamlabs. This is a part 1 of 2 as well. Hey Beardo, you're new here, so you may not know I once tried to help Gary and Jerry improve their borderline retarded reading skills. I did it by giving them a word of the day. I failed, but I think it'll work for you. I have faith in you, buddy. Continued, says Beardo. The word of the day is all right. Hippopotamus tresquipts alaphobia. Hippopons tresquipts alaphobia. Definition is the fear of long words used in a sentence. Beardo has hippotone monstroquestiquipts alaphobia because he reads like a 3rd grader who's been held back twice. Hope this helps, my dearest friend.
It's the longest word in English.
There it is, right there.
Yeah, it's the longest word in
Oh,
English
yeah.
language.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Over on Rumble, JMD Elite fan for $5. Not going to lie, after hearing all of Krista's renditions over the years, I can safely say Krista's singing is better than Yang Yi's singing in Yakuza.
Yang, yeah.
Again, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
Is it Chinese or is it Japanese?
Nah, I don't care.
right after the word of the day.
No.
No, the chat's gonna love that you called him Yang Yi. The chat's gonna love.
Well, it's an Asian name. I mean, I figured that it was pronounced something like Yang Yi, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever.
So, do those
I guess
guys-
that's what I get for assuming.
40s. Yeah.
Even trans voice Krista is better than Yang Yaz.
Call him Yang Yi
Thank
at this
you.
point. So.
Yang Yi. All right. For sure.
Yang Yi.
Yang Yi. JMV Elite fan for 5 more. Happy birthday to Melanie. Can y'all tell me why Mushroom Mix-Up is the greatest Mario Party minigame ever and why not playing it is?
Man, I'd have to think about what is my favorite Mario Party mini game ever. Man, I'd have to think about that one. There's a lot, and honestly, like the thing I like about Superstars is you can just play. Like we just want to play mini games. If we just do that, we can have a lot of fun with that. So Yeah, and Jay being involved in it has to be. So,
let's see.
Chris Benoit for 20. Mr. Jack, sir, you seem upset because your top opponent was a fat bus driver while I beat Lesnar for the title. Your kids must be happy to not get the Benoit treatment from you because Black Father and all that. Anyways, take care. Good Lord.
Yeesh.
I have reached a point in my career where I have dead wrestlers have parody accounts and they're sending super chats to insult each other. Jesus.
Shit, man.
It's so
Shout
stupid. And I love it so much.
The Hercules Hernandez for $1. They should just put a chick in the position that's lame and gay. Oh wait, that is Dave Filoni. Well, see you later.
Loki Otis, thank you for the 20. Appreciate that.
He said thank you for the 20.
No, I said thank you for the 20. He said killing it. Cheers.
Okay.
Thank you, brother. Oh man, so funny.
The Hercules Hernandez for another $1. Remember, guys, Nintendo needs Microsoft to survive, according to Phil Spencer. Yeah, what a fucking idiotic statement. Phil Spencer says, remember, PlayStation users are still Xbox users. All right. Vault 95 Survivor for $1. Alpha Core is at 1,024,000 in campaign sales. What a failure.
I know, what a fucking $1 million failure.
Valkyria Winter for $2. Love you, Jay. Never change at all. Skull!
We love Jay. Who doesn't love Jay, man?
Winnie the Pooh.
Well, that's true. That is true.
No. Atomic Patriot for $5. I know a new identity for Miles. I don't want to, Jeremy. I don't want to read this one.
Okay, don't. I don't know what it is.
Thank you for the $5, Atomic Patriot.
Let's see.
It pushes the line a little bit.
All right,
little too far.
I'll look for it.
It's orange.
Atomic Patriot for $5. Torgo the White for $2. Daily reminder to hail God Emperor. How do you pronounce it again? Miley. Shout out.
So yeah, I know an identity for Miles Morales. He uses these web shooters known as Mega Bands. We'll just call them Mega Bands, and also known as Mega Man. Miles Morales is Miles Morales. I won't say the as titled as fucking video with it, man. I'm like, oh yeah,
what a savage. Man.
I was like, damn, that's pretty funny.
Care.
Thank you for the $5. Richard Waring for $5. If X lets Alex back on and others, the new CEO has. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. If X lets Alex back on and others, the new CEO has banned, and I will buy a blue check for a blue check for a year, and I'm sure tons of others will also release the Camelot. Well, thank you, Richard.
Hopefully one day Alex will be back. We'll see.
One day. Eric K for $2. Jay wants to open the door for George Lucas.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly what it sounded
that's
like.
What it sounded like.
That's what 100%. It sounded. It's like he just needs to go off, and we're like, dude, this sounds exactly like your open the door for Cat story.
Apocalypsagon for $5. Hey, Craig, did you see G&G Mario Party last night, winning by 1 fucking coin?
1 coin, baby. 1 coin's what I won by. We got to get Ripper back on that, man. That Krista,
yeah, I wanted
pull that
to play
clip
last night, man. I was fucking.
Yeah, can you pull that clip up, Krista, of us playing with Ripper? Find that. You are Steph, one of y'all. That was good though. And I do have the link for tonight's stream. I'll be dropping that in the chat here in just a minute. If you guys want to go and subscribe to Geeks and Gamers Play for that.
All right, Slaglust for $5. Sega had to make lame attack ads to get attention. Nintendo just made classic game after classic game after game. And who ended up winning?
Nintendo.
There you go. Gerald Armstrong for $2. Neo Geo was the best console.
Bro, Neo Geo was so, like, it was so outside of anything I was possible to own at that point because they were so expensive. But yeah, I remember Neo Geo. Hey, look who's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at it.
Drunk 3BO!
Hey,
3BO.
I missed.
No!
Ooh. Everybody okay?
Yeah, you're missing a fight.
I'm doing all right.
You're missing a pretty good fight between New Jack and Chris Benoit in Super Chat.
Oh.
Pretty rough.
Pretty rough.
Pay-per-view, man.
Pretty rough. Pretty rough. But we got Ton Berry Masta dropping up 50. There we go. Hell yeah.
Said nothing. Said nothing.
Drops it on the table.
Cocky, as Rippa
Nothing,
says.
man.
Rippa, I got a $500 super chat on Cobra Cast last week, but I didn't have the clip, man. I didn't have your clip.
Oh man.
I was like, man.
What
Lost
a
opportunity.
mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Guy Incognito for $2. Turbo Graphics 16 forever.
TG16. Hell
There you
yeah.
go. Eric K for $5 more. Only one opinion in the gaming console matters. Gamer Gary.
That's right. He is
gaming
the
spelling
he is
spelled
the,
G-A-Y.
He is the Chuck Dixon of gaming, as Gary said.
Graham for $5. All the casuals that we brought into the gaming have died of old age.
That is true.
You're not wrong. Cole Hauser for $5. Yo, Tuesday night's main event. Jay is my bro. 199. Yo, Joe. Praise Ara.
Hey.
Praise Ara.
And then Cole Hauser again with $2. Turbo Graph X16 or Neo Geo.
TurboGrafx 16 for me, but that's because I've never owned a Neo Geo. I do own a TurboGrafx 16. I got that later in life, but I've never played or owned or anything a Neo Geo. And I want to. I would love to, but I've never ever even turned one on.
Jay Saggy Orange Gonton Titties for a $199. GameCube for Double Dash, Melee, and Luigi's Mansion.
Okay. I got to tell you a story. I got to tell you a story.
Resident Evil.
I got to tell you a story. Okay. So, Krista wanted to go to a retro gaming store today, get her an amiibo. I go in there. They had a GameCube in the box.
I have a picture of it.
Mario Kart. You got a picture of that?
I'll send it to you. Yeah.
Okay. Mario Kart Double Dash edition with the sealed copy of Double Dash in it.
Whoa, dude.
Oh, I thought you were talking
much are
about
they selling it
Titanfall 2.
Oh, no. Well, that was
never mind. I don't have
collector's-
that one.
Okay, well, that's the collector's edition Titanfall as well, that they had Titanfall 2. But yeah, so they had a GameCube in the box, Mario Kart Double Dash edition, and they had a sealed copy of Double Dash in the fucking in there, and they wanted like $2,000 for it. I was like,
damn,
wow,
that's nuts.
Also next to it, they had the Metroid Prime edition in the box with the sealed copy of Metroid Prime. They wanted $2,400 for that one, and I'm like, not today, not today. Huh? Yeah. I heard that, man. I heard that. So, but yeah, they also had the Titanfall 2 Collector's Edition helmet in the box. They had that one for $700.
Man, I should have gotten that back in the day. I regret not getting it.
Luis Cuevas for $5. PlayStation Move kills SOCOM franchise.
PlayStation Move was trash, bro.
Yep.
What was that Kinect game? The first Kinect game that came out with like the
Connectimals?
Was that what it was? Because it had like the River Rapid ride and all of that. Like, was that Kinect Sports? Is that what that was? Like, it had like River Rapid rides and all of that. I think that's. I can't remember. I think it was Kinect Sports or something like that. Chat's gonna remind me here in a minute, but I did not like the Move or the Kinect. Yeah, they had the Disneyland Kinect game. I remember that one.
I don't know anything about that stuff.
Irwin says something adventure. Yeah, it was. It was Adventures, wasn't it? Something adventure.
Oh, Kinect Adventures.
Kinect Adventures. Yeah. Good call. And don't forget, man. So I decided to re-upload the edit, and that Irwin did the phenomenal edit over on Play. Hope people go and watch it because that Smash Bros edit was fantastic. You put a lot of time into it. And yet, all I gotta do is make a fucking Brie Larson video, and more people will watch that shit. I hate YouTube. I hate it so bad.
It's a shit.
I know.
And I call it too. Me and my back office team, I say, hey, this is gonna be the #1 video for my last 10 videos, and I fucking slept through it basically.
Yeah.
I'm the best. And the one I'm sitting here, I got my fucking editors doing all this fucking shit, motion graphics.
10 out of 10, baby. 10 out of 10.
10 out of fucking 10, man. Fucking stupid ass site, man.
Young Sykes for $5. The Wii didn't mess up gaming. That didn't mess gaming up. That was a 7th gen as a whole. Speaking of that, what do you guys think was the best generation for gaming?
The best generation ever for gaming for me, there's no doubt it's the 16-bit era for me.
It's got to be Genesis, Super Nintendo, bro.
Yeah, Super Nintendo and the Genesis, man. You had the rivalry of the companies that were embracing the rivalry. You had two iconic mascots going head to head, and Sonic actually made Sonic was winning for a short period of time, and the Genesis was winning for a short period of time, and those games are just going to stand the test of time for both consoles. So to me, that was peak for me.
I think in my lifetime, it's got to be the PS3, 360, and the Wii.
Gen 7. Yeah, Gen 7 is probably the best.
PS3 360 was a glorious time as well, because that was the Modern Warfare Halo times, and that's when online gaming became a thing.
Mass Effect.
Bioshock, Mass Effect, Halo 3. Oh my gosh.
But like
or Halo,
I'll never forget the long nights of just like gaming all night and pizza and Dr. Pepper and Mountain Dew. The house was just a mess. Nobody cleaned shit. There was pizza boxes everywhere. People came over, they had to step over, pizza boxes and clothes, and people are sleeping in the living rooms.
Yeah,
whatever, man.
You didn't need a bed. You just you got a pile of clothes behind you. You fall on that. Yeah.
Wake up, play video games, man. That's it.
Yep. Power nap through it. Get up.
Hooking up as many TVs as you could in one room. Friends bringing over their PlayStation. You guys are all like playing zombies together in the same room.
I remember like getting bundles of Cat 5 cable and just making new network. I was crimping new network cables just to like throw it downstairs in the house because like there's a TV down there. Had to get like network switches and shit together. I remember, man, that was the best.
It was the best, man.
That was the best.
Yeah.
You walk in the other room and you talk shit to everybody in their face. It's better than voice chat. It's better than voice chat because you're gonna go in there and talk shit in their face. Yeah.
Unreal and shit, playing all that.
Yeah.
You just throw down over that. Halo, obviously.
Josh Krushke for $5. The greatest single impact console is the Atari 2600. Without it, you have no others.
I would argue that the NES may have an argument there, because while I agree, the NES, without the NES coming out and reviving everything, so it's almost like the NES would be Michael Jordan, the Atari would be, Dr. J or something, well, Jordan's still clearly better than Dr. J and is more impactful as well, even though Dr. J kind of came before and kind of popularized things, kind of defined things. It was Jordan that took it to the next level, and NES is the one that not only did it revive it, but it took it mainstream.
Kind of crazy to think one of like Jordan's first, like, he was on what magazine was that? And he said, he was dressed in some like nurse outfit, and it was like, is this the next Dr. J?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, boy.
Yeah.
He kind of transcending that shit.
Alpha Vray for $5. Nintendo made Virtual Boy. They weren't all winners.
No, not at all. But honestly, that wasn't the thing that was carrying them at the time. And so the Virtual Boy, while it was not
we can start talking about Sega Saturn and all that shit. Random ass shit. Sega CD.
Shadow Saiyan for $5. Beardo, can you say Jon Favreau again? Jon Favreau. Edward Morris for $5. I legit didn't know that Snake Eyes isn't Asian until I got into older older G.I. Joe comics earlier this year.
It's so painful. I fucking hate that movie so bad. Like, honestly, the Snake Eyes movie might be my most hated movie, period. Like, I more than Last Jedi. I fucking hate that movie, dude. It was so bad.
Yeah.
There was nothing good about it.
Who owns G.I. Joe right now? Like, I know people license it. Who fucking owns that? I'm about to look it up.
What do you mean,
right
like
now.
Hasbro?
Well, like, have they not sold that shit off?
Is that
No,
same?
they haven't.
Who owns Transformers? Warner Brothers.
I think it's Paramount.
Yeah. Ripper gonna buy it. Ripper gonna buy G.I. Joe.
Hey.
Fuck, man, that make me so much money. I get Chuck Dixon the right to fucking G.I. Joe comics. Hasbro has. They ain't letting go of that shit, man.
Yeah, Hasbro ain't letting go of that ever.
Ripper needs to play Mario Party first. Here, I'll share it now.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
It took me so long to find it because I was looking
This
at
is
the wrong
so
channel.
good, dude. This is so good. All right, here we go.
What the?
Sorry.
That's me and Ryan. That's me.
No!
So it's Ryan versus Krista.
YouTube's little power up on Smash. That's basically what that shit is.
Oh no! Oh no!
You fucked it up.
She dodged it. She dodged it.
You fucked it up. You gotta get him, man.
He's not building one.
She's just victimizing him now.
I know. He's just walking around.
Beating the shit out of the poor guy. Just
walking around.
That's great, man. Yeah, we got to do more Mario Party though. Mario Party's
Yes,
fantastic.
that was really
so,
fun.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I didn't have any fun. Someone get did not enjoy it.
When I turned on, I just saw Jay pissed off. I hate this game. I fucking hate this game. Whatever mini game y'all play.
Oh man.
Steven Wasick for $5. I think MCU fan blocked me in the chat. I sent some zingers, and he's not seething. What a beta.
Hey, go elite
Look
for
at that.
50. Virtual Boy made more money than the Marvels. You know what? This super chat made more money than the Marvels for G&G. Thank you, Coeli.
Shut up.
Appreciate it. Nagranal says another fantastic Tuesday. Thanks to Tuesday night's main event. You're all amazing. That includes you, chat. That includes you, chat. That's all.
that's Nagradnall.
Sergey for $2. Have you guys seen Leo? It's on Netflix. Great movie.
I have not.
Have not. Stephen Wasick for $5. Oh, we just got that one. That was a repeat. Al Favre for $5. Will Smith is going to reprise his role as Badger Vance in the Magical Black Hero movie.
Bagger Vance.
Oh, Bagger.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Good movie, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Ira Brownridge Jr. for $5. Ask Ripa if there is a magical mega bands in Magical Negro movie. Asking for a friend.
There's some sort of shit in there, I guess. Got a bunch of magical Negroes there, so.
Celluloid Dream for a $1.99. Beardo should create the Society of Magical Mijos. Thank you. Scarfy the Strange for $2. I'm going to be so mad if that movie has no voodoo. Voodoo magic. Harry Brownhole for $2. Along with the Marvels, these projects use brownhole magic.
I just got that.
Jay on a 7-second tape delay.
Man,
It took a second to process. And then I was like, talking about poo poo.
Shadow Saiyan for $5. You know what Star Wars game never gets mentioned? Empire at War.
Jay said Mike's still laughing.
Is it loud? Sorry.
What happened?
Just talking about poo poo.
Hey, real quick. Look at there. 80 away from 10,000 total purchasers. Look at that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Look at that.
That's fantastic.
Shout out, everybody. Thank y'all.
Hell yeah. Support the Rippaverse. That's what's up. So, man, keep crushing it, chat. And make sure you drop some links in the chat,
Love
mods.
to see it.
And let's hit 10,000 total purchasers.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. Scarfy the Strange for $5. My phone and TV are so synchronized, I keep forgetting that the TV has sound. Well, there you go. Thanks for the
good.
5. Good thing. Hero of Light for $5. Chrisanova and Nerdy Homie. Who are your picks for live action Link?
Did y'all hear that? Oh, okay. I didn't know if they were listening because I know they were
doing
doing
me to repeat
stuff. So, yeah, who's your picks for live action Link?
I don't really have one, to be honest.
Well, like I said, as Chris was talking about today,
Yeah.
basically,
So
I
personally think it should be an actor that we don't really know about because it gives the illusion of like there's Link. I don't want to see like Tom Holland and I'm thinking there's Tom Holland. You know, when the live action Beauty and the Beast came out, all I saw was Emma Watson. I did not see Belle. So it kind of ruined it for me. So I'm hoping that Miyamoto chooses someone who is not well known. That's what I think. I think that he already chose the Link because he said it's like already years in the works. So I think we already have our Link. I know a lot of these actors are coming forward saying, oh, I want to play him. I want to play him. I think we already got him. That's just what I think, though. But yeah, someone who's not like well known.
I'm kind of hoping it's Chris Pratt.
I agree.
I'm surprised it's going to be live action, especially
Cleveland's
like if,
got the answer. Needs to be someone black.
And a woman.
Go ahead, Beardo.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they're gonna do like this universe where eventually, if they do like an Avengers style team up with like Mario, Link, whatever they're gonna do, like if Link's gonna be live action, how are they gonna maybe in the future do a movie where Mario and Link meet?
Well, see, that's the thing is I don't think that that's their plan now, and I think they've kind of confirmed that, and that was what a lot of the speculation was that they're going to lead to a Smash Bros, but that's not right. I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, if they're going to do a Smash Bros movie, I think it's going to be animated, just like the Mario movie was. That's what I predict, though.
What if if he goes into, you know, like
Sucked
Mario
in.
World,
Yeah.
if he gets sucked in, he becomes animated. So it's like the actor's voice.
Yeah.
That's
a more animated thing.
I also think it would be really easy to make that a Smash Brothers movie, and it would be total shit because it's going to be pretty crazy.
I just hope you guys are happy with the product.
That's the biggest thing is like.
Thanks, Jay.
Yay.
But I mean, no, it's a good point though, Jay. Like, it actually is a a good point. Like,
no, but you know, if you
make a
see some of
movie-
the, if you see some of the clips, so go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
No,
Jay
go ahead,
just
Chris.
derails everything. Like,
But it
What's
was a good
wrong with
point,
wanting
though.
it to be? What's wrong with wanting you guys? You guys are so passionate about this. I love to see it. I love seeing the passion. I love it. I hope you
'Cause you don't
guys
say
like are
anything
happy
until
with what they.
now.
I hope you're happy with what they give you.
Thanks. Jay.
I
He's
was
just
being
like-
supportive.
He's like, you guys have fun out there. Oh, thanks, Jay. Go
What's
ahead,
so
go
funny?
ahead, Krista.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say that, like, you know, we've seen a lot of clips from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate where there are little clips, and you're like, dang, if this was just turned into a movie, it'd be great because just those little, you know, seeing like these characters join the battle and just those little clips, they're amazing. And so if they do it that style in a movie, I think it could work. It's just a lot of licensing, and I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna do it anytime soon, but right now they're starting small, and I mean. The live action Zelda is pretty bold. I agree. I thought that if anything, they were going to turn it into an animation, but the fact that they're doing live action is pretty crazy. So I don't know. It could be great. It could be a bust. We're going to have to see. I'm glad that Miyamoto's heavily involved. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
Well, like
absolutely.
at the end of the day, too, like, you know, we've seen so many studios try to make interconnected universes that are all like, oh, this could be this or that's going to tie into this and all that stuff, and we watched them completely fail because the first movie came out and it was garbage, or the second movie came out and it was garbage because it was trying to spend all this time world building. I think the smartest thing Nintendo could do is make, like Jay said, like a good quality product for everybody that they're going to enjoy, have a good time with, that does those properties and those IPs right. And then down the road, if those IPs are doing really well and they're popular and people are liking the movies, do a Smash Brothers movie. Do some and let that do the world building for how everybody shows up and fights whatever they're fighting or fighting each other, and then go back to their separate universes. Because the worst thing you could do is try to build an interconnected universe. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of time, and if it doesn't work out because the movies aren't good, you screwed yourself completely. You'll tank everything, not just the one thing you're trying to do. So
here's what I know about Nintendo. They are weird as fuck. And they will try some weird shit. And the more successful that they are with their movies, whether it be Mario, which obviously made $1 billion and probably could have made probably 1.5, 1.8 billion if they would have actually just focused on pushing it more. But once, they moved it over to digital fairly quickly. But Nintendo is weird and they will do weird shit. And I am not going to put it past them to try to intertwine live action and animated at some point in time. It just depends on how successful everything is. But if they are successful on the live action front and the animated front, they will try some weird shit. They absolutely will. And I wouldn't put it past them to intertwine the two. So time will tell. I mean, because look, I don't think people appreciate just like the greatness of Smash Bros. And the fact that like the PlayStation tried it. Battle Royale All-Stars. You know what I mean? It's not a good game. It's fine. It's not the worst thing ever, but like PlayStation Battle Royale, is that what's called Battle Royale All-Stars? Is that what it's called?
I don't remember.
You know what I'm talking about? They had their own Smash Bros. Game. It had like Kratos in it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And but what was the name of it? Is that what it? PlayStation Battle Royale All-Stars, I think is what it was called. And that game it wasn't good. It wasn't the worst thing ever, but like the way that they are able to intertwine all those characters into Smash Bros. There's something magic about it. And I don't doubt that they can recreate that to some extent on the big screen. So PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. That's it. Yeah. So
Demonic Rebellion for $10. Chili without beans over spaghetti noodles topped with cheddar cheese. Doesn't sound too bad. Feline named for JJ for $5. For the real minorities on the panel, Steph and Krista. What actor playing Link would attract real ladies?
Real ladies.
I mean, honestly, like I don't think that I don't even know how to answer. How are they supposed to answer that question? I don't even know.
Yeah, everyone's attracted to something different. As far as Link goes, just like someone with blonde hair, blue eyes. That's that's a no name.
Whoa, sounds pretty toxic there.
Accurate. That's accurate.
Stick to the source material, please. Next.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Luis Cuevas for $10.
Cuevas.
Hip hop anonymous. Thank you for the 10. Zootopia for $5. Ripa, spoiler alert. Napoleon died. Thank you for the 5. Lord Boltha for $5. Wrapping that thesaurus for Beardo's Christmas right now. Don't worry, buddy. Thank you, Lord Boltha. Shockmaster for 2. Chris, your suplex is weak. Butter Biscuit for $3. Those chats directed to Chris Benoit were the most enthusiastic chats Beardo has ever read. He was killing it, straight murdering it from behind. Cue the Will Smith clip.
Yeah, I heard that. Dude, that picture that Dom put the other day with Will Smith is funny as hell. Who's playing Fortnite tonight? Bear, are you playing?
Not sure yet.
Okay. Let's see.
Right here. Whack, unfortunately. So
right here. This Riff, have you seen this?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I just want Will Smith to heal.
Why does he arch his back like that?
I don't know why he arches his back like that. We already talked about that last week.
Oh,
damn.
No.
Not good.
Not the arch back.
Dwayne watching from the corner.
I don't want to see that anymore.
Oh man!
All right, Christian Rocker for $5. What does a Neo Geo and a woman have in common? Things Jeremy has never turned on. By the way, sent you the link about Alec Baldwin on Saturday Night Live.
It's got it. So I'm assuming that they probably made fun of Alec Baldwin. I'll see if I can find it.
Demonic Rebellion for $2. Iverson doesn't get enough flowers, in my opinion. Flowers? Iverson doesn't get enough flowers, in my opinion. All right, thank you for the 2. Bird up for 10. I think the Atari 2600 deserves to be a part of any greatest console discussion. There was a time when, much like the NES in the late 80s, Atari was synonymous with gaming.
That's fair. That's fair, for sure.
Really campaigning for that, man. Yeah.
Mini Galen for $20. I will nominate 2007 as a single best year in games history. Super Mario Galaxy, Halo 3, Modern Warfare 1,
Yes.
BioShock, Assassin's Creed, God of War 2, Guitar Hero 3, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, Mass Effect, The Witcher, all badass.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right, that's 100%.
It's valid.
Yeah,
Yep, that's totally valid.
I don't think there's an argument against it. So yeah.
Ira Brownridge Jr. for a $1.99. Bobby Lachey as Link.
Lashley.
Perfect.
Bobby Lashley.
Bobby
Wow.
Lashley. Bobby
Lachey.
Lashley as Link.
Bobby
Sorry.
Lachey.
Bobby Lachey.
Maybe it
Bobby
was fancy.
Lachey.
Maybe it was fancy.
Maybe you need to watch wrestling.
Maybe. There's membership thrown in here. Baron Von Tossington became a member. Thank you, Baron.
Bobby Lachey.
Bobby
Dude.
Lachey, bro.
It is what it is. Let's move on.
It's Bobby Lashley with wearing a top hat and a cane.
Udite for $10.
The memers are gonna have
Bobby
Lachey.
He said it with
I thought he said
confidence.
Bobby
Bobby Boucher.
like
Yeah, that's all.
Water Boy?
the Water
Yeah, it's
Boy.
Water Boy?
No.
One of the greatest movies of all time.
You know what?
Yeah.
Let's just power through. Udite for 10. Not super confident about the Zelda movie. Not a fan of the director. Miyamoto is involved, but how much does he know about filmmaking? Too bad. LOZ.
Legend of Zelda.
Oh. Is my favorite Nintendo property. Dude, it's been a long fucking day, man. Scarfy the Strange for $5. Orlando Bloom is Link. Joe Pesci as Mario, and Jennifer Lawrence as Samus, the first female action hero. Thank you.
No, but in all seriousness,
Dude, how the fuck?
This is a better key. Let's just power through.
Let's just power through, man.
let's just
Coa
move
Lee
through.
for 10. Is it too bold for me to think that the live-action Legend of Zelda could be their Lord of the Rings? It has the possibility of an adventure saga.
So I don't. Obviously, in theory, I think that's a possibility. I personally think that the Lord of the Rings movies are the greatest films ever made. They're not my favorite. I just think that they are incredible and they will stand the test of time. And the fact that they were all made at the same time, Peter Jackson, just what he did is truly something that I'm not sure we'll ever see again. So comparing The Legend of Zelda or hoping that it could be even remotely close to Lord of the Rings, I think is a massive mistake, just because the expectations are way too high. But with that said, obviously, yes, in theory, this could be it with that. It just depends on what type. Nintendo is very protective of their brands and their IPs and their characters.
Yep.
The fact that they are doing a live action Zelda is fucking crazy to me. It really is. And I do wish that we could go back in time and take Orlando Bloom from the Lord of the Rings and make him Link. That would be perfect. But obviously we can't. So I hope it really comes down to the casting and who it's going to be. That's going to be a crucial element.
Let's see. Shadow Saiyan for $5. EFAP covering the Boogie documentary was such a roller coaster. I hope you guys have time to watch it.
Yeah, the Boogie stuff, man, it's almost just depressing to watch, man.
I saw it. It was.
It's just kind of depressing because
very.
I used to be a big fan of Boogie back in the day. I used to watch him all the time. I remember his Draw My Life video, and it's just rough, man. So it's just rough.
Chris Benoit for $5. Shocky, your helmet is loose again. My wife can confirm my suplexes are world-ending.
Wait a minute. Did you say EFAP? Is that what you said?
There was no hyphen. There was no hyphen.
No,
there was no hyphen.
No.
There was an EFAP.
Yeah,
there was an EFAP. He said it.
Just line them up and knock them down. Damn.
He called EFAP EFAP.
Yes. Yep.
Oh no.
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
Weirdo!
What are you gonna do?
Oh no!
What are you gonna do?
Power through.
Let's just power through, baby. We're almost done. We're almost there. We're almost there. Okay.
We're here, man. We're here.
Just power through, baby. That's all we can do. Just got to stay positive. EFAP.
Maybe Jay should read these next.
I think I'll pass.
Chris Benoit for $2. Beardo struggling with reading reminds me of my son. Here we go.
Someone clip that and tag Mahler.
Yes. Steel Leg of History for 20 months. I'm slowly getting better with my walking. They are happy with the improvements, but I can now walk around my house more without support. Be blessed.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Shout out.
Man.
Congratulations.
Good for you, man.
Diz,
why are you laughing, Jay?
Are you eating during the live stream?
Yeah.
God, freaking rude. If I did that, I'd get a text message saying
you left the fucking
What?
stream
You
to
eat
go
all
to
the
another
time.
stream.
with your blessing.
Jay, you eat all the time on stream.
Yeah, but I'm not eating a sandwich.
Literally.
Full meals too. Full meals. Broccoli and chicken.
Here's what Jay does. Oh, sorry. I meant to mute.
Why are you making fun of my medical condition?
Yeah, his teeth are crooked in the back. Diz the Jizzbot became a member.
Poor.
Thank you, Jizz. Samus or Seamus for 2 months. Hail Jay, great master.
Seamus?
Is it Seamus? 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 I actually went to school with the Seamus.
That was
I actually went to school with the Seamus. So you never know.
The super chat?
Well,
I think it's Irish.
Thanks.
Hail Jay, great master of the cyber lawn.
Yeah, tomorrow you'll find out.
It is not spelled Seamus. It is spelled Seamus. And I've been to school with a kid named Seamus. That's all I'll say. Atomic Patriot for 10 months. Hail, Geeks and Gamers. What's up, Rippa? Hey, Poo Tripper. Question for Epic Mike.
What?
Should we be expecting any news for Epicverse soon? Also, been reading a lot recently. Screenplay by Sid Field. Learning so much.
yeah, Sid Field's a good dude.
Yeah, we got an announcement coming soon.
Look at Jay. He's all excited.
Oh,
Chris,
dude.
links in your DMs, by the way. You haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we will have some announcements soon. We're working on some stuff. Listen, we're really pushing to get some things done by the end of this year, so we'll have a lot more to talk about coming up. But yeah, we're I promise we'll have some good stuff real soon here. So, yep.
I'm gonna spill the beans.
Not link like from the movie, like the links you wanted me to send.
Yeah.
I said links in your
Jay wants to
DMs.
spill the beans.
I didn't sign that NDA yet.
Well, you should have. That's Josiah's fault. That's Josiah's fault if you didn't sign it. You can't stop you now. Yeah.
Mad Master Porky for 5 months. Please be kind to Jay. He's already having to deal with crooked back teeth.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just
Dom
want
H for
everyone to
5.
be happy.
Dom H for 5 months.
Thanks.
Just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks, Dom.
Back at you.
Heistman for 6 months. Hail Tuesday night's main event. Offense, you guys did it again. You guys are fantastic. Hail to the chat. And hail 199 lets MCU fan know he loves Krista. LOL. Thanks, Heistman. Eric K for 27 months. David Filoni looks like the cowboy reject for Village People. GJJ for 21 months. Pong first to inspire the rest.
Pong is the GOAT. It's the first.
HTK bass player for 6 months. Just wanted to wish y'all a happy Thanksgiving.
Well, thank you.
Kyle Schnur for 2 months. PS3 for me. Schnur. PS3 for me. Arkham Asylum all the way. Hail the Fellowship and hail the 199.
Arkham games.
Thank you.
Top 5 greatest games.
Arkham Asylum is fantastic.
Yep.
Brett Wolf for 16 months. Bruh, I started on Atari 2600 and graduated to NES.
Nice.
Jesus Davila gifted a membership. Thank you, Jesus. The Sun Downers Club for 2 months. Disney better call Johnny Depp and pay him to return to Pirates. They need a hit.
Yeah, he won't.
I think they did, right? And he turned it down.
They've been trying to get him back. Yeah,
they've been trying to get him back.
Yeah.
Nick Barone for 7 months. Give me back my magic. Argentinian Alpha Core guinea pig for 1 month. The Magical Society of Negroes equals Ryan Kennel's first novel. Dragondro gifted a membership. Thank you, Dragondro. Fantastic Mr. Knox for 22 months. Hail, Geeks and Gamers. Rematches the Andy Serkis Apes movies. They hold up so well. Then hearing 20th Century Disney making a fourth Apes movie, my question is, why? So rewatching, you meant?
Yeah, it's one of their only marketable franchises. Yeah, that the Andy Serkis Planet of the Apes trilogy is really, really fucking good.
Yes.
Especially the second one. Dude.
Second one's top tier, bro. The second one's amazing.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy, bro. Yeah. Next level.
La Vistro for 2 months. To game designers, games are their children. I trust Miyamoto sees Mario and Legend of Zelda the same. By the way, Link is still left-handed hero. Is still a left-handed hero to me. Hail to the 199.
Hail.
Wow. Vault 95 Survivor for 5. Thanks to Jeremy's suggestion, I'll be playing Manhunt PS2 after I finish the GTA series. Y'all's thoughts on the game? Suggestions?
Manhunt was a very controversial game in its day. I don't know if you guys remember that. You remember how controversial Manhunt was? Very controversial. So it's not like one of the greatest games ever made or anything, but it's good. It's a good time. I don't know if anybody else played it here.
No.
Nope.
No, I played Manhunt. Yeah.
I know Ripper did.
JM the Elite Fan for 5. What if Nintendo did a dual animated and live action Smash film with a Lahu framed Roger Rabbit?
That'd be interesting, and that's not something I wouldn't put I wouldn't put that. I wouldn't put it past them to do something like that.
They can do that.
Time will tell.
FMJHP for 8 months. My mama said Orange Gantons is honorary. Ornery. I think they're trying to be funny though.
I like.
My mom,
I think
they're trying to be funny.
My mess up word and.
That's what I think they're doing. That's my mama said. Orange Gantons is honorary because they got them long TVs.
It's Bobby Boucher, bro. They're playing. It's Water Boy. It's a line.
Water Boy.
Water Boy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's honorary.
I've seen it. Gray Ghost for 10. Live action Zelda movie will have Zangief.
Street Fighter.
Powerbomb Link to the past in the first 5 minutes, and Zelda goes through the water temple as a coming-of-age euphemism for finding her true lesbian self. Kevin K for a 199. Let's just power through. Bobby Lachey for $10.
It's already there.
Bobby Lachey for 10. Did someone say something about EFAP? Koa Lee for 5. For Beardo's EFAP funds. Thank you. Shockmaster for 2. LOL Beardo, you're murdering it.
Bobby Lachey is the greatest meme ever.
It took so little time to get that.
Somebody needs to make what does Bobby Lachey look like? Tag us on Twitter. What does Bobby Lachey look like? Mac McFarland for $2. Someone get Gary in here to help Beardo read these. We'll hit him up. We'll have Jay hit him up. Shadow Saiyan for 5. What's worse, Mahler being called Marvel or Beardo going EFAP?
I did call him Marvel. It was kind of funny.
T. Ricky for a 199. Gotta write your super chat, Fantinkle. Gotta write your super chat, Fantinkle. Thank you.
Moving on.
Beardo's love child for $2. Papa, great shame to the family. Thank you. Fluffy Panda for $2. Put this towards Beardo's Hooked on Phonics Fund. Appreciate it. Eddie for a $1.99. Beardo reads at the Mayweather level. Thank you. Argentinian Alpha Cord Guinea Pig for $2. Beardo read good. Good read Beardo. Thank you for the $2. Lord of the Rings nerd for 10. Damn Beardo. With the way you read, you might be more retarded than Jay. And that's right, Jeremy. Lord of the Rings are the best movies of all time, and I hope that the Legend of Zelda movie is at least good. Hey,
How'd I get pulled in this?
I don't know, man. It's me and you. It's me and you, man.
1A, 1B. Yeah.
Watch High Tea. Taker for $2. Beardo is the Britosh voice, but Dave. Wait, Beardo is the Britosh voice, but Dave Filoni. Britosh. Did I say that right, Rolo? Britosh?
I didn't see it.
Beardo is the Britosh voice, Dave Filoni. Thank you for the 2. Beardo's...
Here we go.
I know words. I have the best words. But there's no better word than stupid.
Let's just power through, man. Beardo's Ricada-sized shoulders for $1. Says nothing. What's he saying? I mean... What's he saying? I don't understand. Does Ricada have like fucking just massive boulder shoulders or something?
No.
No? No?
He has like pebbles.
Interesting.
He doesn't say anything.
Eric.
No. Yo, Pops for 2 says learn to read, Beardo.
Like what? We can't get making show. No.
He's got fucking the biggest shoulders I've ever seen, second to mine.
They're not, man. They're little stones. Like he's got an elbow up there.
Got them little itty bitty shoulders. Demonic Rebellion for $2. You did great, Beardo. I'm proud of you. Thank you. All right, we're caught up.
There was a 10 before that. From
yeah, we got a 10 that just came in right here.
I didn't see it on here.
Oh God, dude,
it's here
right now.
In the thing.
Yep.
Here we go. Super Mastermind for 10. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
Hey, that was pretty good. Beardo might have redeemed himself right there. That was good. That was good. Well done right there. Brought it home. He brought it home right there in the end.
There we go.
Okay, so Link is over on Geeks Gamers Play. We're playing. I don't know who else playing yet, but me and Jay will be there. That's for sure. Mike, you gonna play?
No, I got to get up early tomorrow.
In hell,
holiday weekend. People want to spend time together as a family and stuff. It's like, oh God.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. Drunk 3PO, where can they find you?
They can find me at Drunk 3PO, and I want to give a quick shout out to on a serious note, Lethal Lightning. He had the director of the Halo fan film on. It was a pretty awesome interview of like creation and stuff and like what they were doing over there. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on his channel.
It was a very good interview, yeah.
Yeah, it was 100%. It's pretty awesome. Like, and I love like people creating and doing their own thing and just just taking it back from these big corporations and stuff. So like this guy was like doing what's supposed to be done. So that's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
So, yeah,
Rolo.
Yes, you guys know where to find me. I got a Kick channel now, Puerto Rican Pistolero. Go ahead and check that out. Everything else is in the usual spots. Locked and Loaded Latinos. Go ahead and check that out.
Hell yeah. We do have we got Bobby Lachey here.
Yeah.
Right here. Bobby Lachey right there.
Damn, bro. Not the
Mr. Peanut
hat, bro. Mr. Peanut hat, bro. Like, damn, we got the white glove. They didn't even it's the worst editing job ever. It's so good.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley was massive, dude.
Bobby Lashley was jacked, dude.
He was freaking huge.
Epic Mike.
Yeah. You can catch me on kick.com/epicmike. That's where I'm kind of pushing right now and doing that and hanging out. I'm also going to be getting started on Rumble here soon because apparently everybody says it's a good place to go hang out. So I'm going to be doing that. Everybody's pretty much off this week for the rest of the streams, but next week, make sure you come back. Tuesday night's main event and Geeks and Gamers Tabletop. They're killing it right now. So go check them out, support them, and I'll have some more Epicverse news soon. We're gonna try to stop Jay from spilling any beans, and yeah, I promise you guys will. It'll be worth the wait. Definitely be worth the wait.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Fear the Beardo.
Yeah, man. Fear the Beard and everything. All social media. They're all public, so follow me there.
Hell yeah. My Nerdy Home.
Follow me on Kick. You know, My Nerdy Home on Kick. And then like everywhere else, it's just all My Nerdy Home. Yeah. And follow Geeks and Gamers Life and Geeks and Gamers Clips as well.
The fact that I was saying earlier, like Steph never promotes her own channels. She only promotes G&G channels. And then tonight you're like, you seem confused because you actually promoted your channels for the first time. You're like, follow me on Kick. And
I do. I
know it was funny. It was funny. So good stuff. Kristen Nova.
You could follow me too. Seriously, you can follow me on Krista Nova Kick, Twitter, that's now called X, and also Park Hoppin'. Thank y'all for getting us to 10K, and now I'm gonna go eat.
There we go.
She's still Ron DeSantis' boots.
Rippa.
Yeah.
I mean, Rippa first. I mean, that's everything. That's what matters right now.
Yep.
Go read up on the latest book with Alpha Core, Chuck Dixon writing it, Joe Bennett doing artwork. Filming starts next month. So if you have not got it, go ahead and get those pre-orders in.
Oh yeah. All right. And
also don't forget to check out Meta PCs. They're having their pre-Black Friday sale right now.
Yes. That's right.
That's right. Code 199
for geeks.
For geeks, and you get the hookup over there. All right, guys. So we're going live on Geeks Gamers Play here in like 15 minutes. So if you guys want to go hang out with us over there, please feel free to join in. We do appreciate all of your support, and I hope you all have a great day. Have a happy Thanksgiving with your family. I'll be live. Jay, are you with me tomorrow or not for daily?
Yep. On daily,
so
and then I have Lawnmower Simulator.
That's right. So
and then I have a special high tea.
Hey man, we got all kind of stuff going on.
All
right, guys, have a good night, and we'll talk to all of you later. Say bye, Jay.
Bye, everyone.